Hello, everyone, and welcome to Tanks Memorial Stadium. Bob Luce Field is the site for tonight's game between the 2-2 Portsmouth Trojans under Coach Aaron Duncan and the 0-4 Ironton Fighting Tigers, Coach Mark Bass. It's the 121st meeting between these two clubs. Ironton leads the series 57-55, and they have had 8 ties back in the day. And as we come at it tonight, the Tigers and the Trojans once again will be playing for league honors, as teams are both in the Ohio Valley Conference for their first season of play there. Portsmouth comes in with a record of 1-0 in the OVC, having defeated the Fairland Dragons last week by a score of 35-9. Our pregame tonight presented to you by Special Touch Embroidery. Special Touch Embroidery, 1-866-PRINT IT NOW. We want to thank them for bringing you the pregame. And we'll be back to give you the starting lineups for tonight's ball game and tell you more about what's going on here at Tanks Memorial Stadium when we return right after this.
The Battery Terminal King Chip Womack has made a proclamation announcing the appointment of his new court jester, Will. While Chip is still paying top dollar for old batteries, Jester Will is paying in gumballs when he's in the office.
Infinity Home Healthcare is a family-owned group of caring professionals committed to the overall well-being of our patients. We specialize in letting your loved ones live a normal life at home. Call us today and let our family take care of your family.
Welcome back to Tanks Memorial Stadium. You see the Ironton High School $1 Million Marching Band on the field, entertaining before tonight's game. Our pregame tonight again presented by a Special Touch Embroidery. And in the ball game tonight, they've already had the coin toss, and Ironton won the toss and elected to receive. PHS will defend the west goal. That'll be the goal to the right on your TV screen. And we'll talk more about that as we go through the inning. First of all, the proposed and tentative starting lineups tonight for the Ironton Fighting Tigers come in with a record of 0-4. And they come in tonight and across the front line for the Fighting Tigers. They're going to have Hayden Robinson, 6'2", 295-pound senior. In addition to that, they'll also have Ronnie Artis, 5'10", 218-pound senior. Along the front line also Brock Midkiff Sands, 5'10", 260-pound senior. 74, Tyler Webb, 6'5", 270-pound senior. At the ends, it'll be Lucas Campbell, 6'5", 220-pound senior, and Travis Carey, 6'4", 165-pound senior. In the backfield, it'll be Des Young, 6'1", 214-pound senior. Also, number 9, Garrett Carrico, 5'9", 165-pound sophomore. And we were a little unsure before the game started, but he came out and warmed up tonight and should be set to go. That'll be 6 foot tall, 180-pound senior Andrew Barker. And the quarterback for the Fighting Tigers is 5'11", 160-pound junior Jake Isaac. Those are your starters for the Ironton Fighting Tigers. Will be back here on the Special Touch Embroidery pregame with a starting lineup for the Portsmouth Trojans when we return right after this.
Great hit for a home run. Anybody can hit a home run with Benton Murphy Insurance.
Since 1922, Barrington Murphy Insurance, along with State Auto Insurance, have been hitting home runs in the Scioto County area, offering a full line of insurance products, auto, home, business, and life insurance. Give us a call or stop by our office to let one of our dedicated staff help you with all your insurance needs. Barrington Murphy Insurance.
There you see the Ironton $1 Million Marching Band marching to form their tunnel for the Ironton Fighting Tigers when they come out onto the field. Let's take a look now on our Special Touch Embroidery pregame show for the starting lineups on the offense for the Portsmouth Trojans, who come in with a record of 2-2. They're 1-0 in the Ohio Valley Conference, and this their first year of play in the OVC. Coach Aaron Duncan brings them in with the following Trojans across the front line. Starting across the front line, it'll be Harrison Bianco, 6'2", 272-pound junior. The other tackle is Colin Boehm. Colin's only a freshman. He's 6'3", 230 pounds. At the guards, Levi Monraga. Levi is 6'2", 217-pound junior, and Jaden Josie Jaden is 5'11", 205 pounds, and he is a sophomore. And at the center spot, it's Anthony Ferrara. Anthony is 6'1", 245-pound sophomore, so you can see a lot of youth there on that Trojan offensive line as they come in tonight to lead the way for the following. The wide receivers, Ryan Williams, 6 foot tall, 171-pound junior, and Luke Purdy, 5'10", 165-pound junior. The tight end, Zach Delotel. Zach is 5'11", 242 pounds, and he is a senior. In the backfield tonight for Coach Duncan's Trojans, it'll be Austin Hollins, 6 foot tall, 190 pounds, and a senior, and Dare Richardson, 6 foot tall, 155-pound senior. At the quarterback spot, the sophomore, Cole Lowry, 6'1", 171 pounds, and Cole is a sophomore. We'll also see a lot of action tonight, I would think, from Dylan Mullins. Dylan is 5'9", he's 166 pounds, and he is a senior. So those are your starters tonight for the Portsmouth Trojans. We're on the Special Touch Embroidery pregame, and as things continue to approach the opening of this classic battle between the Trojans and the Fighting Tigers, we'll be back with more. Let's wait for a moment and see if the Trojans are going to come charging out now as they're grouping outside of their locker room there on the west end of the stadium here. The music is also starting to play for the Fighting Tigers. This may be a bit of a waiting game, but the Trojans are at least out on the field. And we will see what we will see. This used to be a big game that Coach Kurt Clifford and Coach Bob Lutz played. Two younger coaches here, Mark Vass and Aaron Duncan, are bringing their ball club out to some degree. And there you see the Trojans coming out on board, led by number 99, Zach Delotel, one of the seniors on the Trojan squad. They come out, they'll be in the white football jerseys, blue football pants, and red football headgear. We're on the Special Touch Embroidery pregame, a couple of minutes before kickoff, and we'll be back to bring that to you and more when we return right after this.
He is a man of stature, a man of strength, and he is coming to Cozy TV.
I'm home.
You are our man of the year. Her man of the year, Herman Munster. A year-long celebration on Cozy TV as we present The Munsters. Premieres October 5th.
Welcome back to the 121st meeting between the Ironton Fighting Tigers and the Portsmouth Trojans, dating way back before I was in kindergarten. And the Tigers, as they come out, you see that they will have the black football jerseys on, the orange headgear, and the white football pants. Notice that the Ironton uniform, if you've ever watched an Ironton game before, has been traditional for a great number of years. And we saw the Fighting Tigers earlier this season in the opening game against the Wheelersburg Pirates as Coach Rob Woodward's club beat them 14-6. Since then, they've not had quite as much fortunate results as they would like to have. In the second game, they dropped it to Russell 18-14. Dropped game number 3 to the top-ranked Beechwood club from Kentucky, 35-19. And last weekend, the traditional rivalry against the Ashland Tomcats from Paul Blazer High School, it was Ashland 41 and Ironton nothing. You've been watching the Special Touch Embroidery pregame tonight, and we hope that you have enjoyed it. We have all the information for you. The officials for tonight's ball game, the referee is Rob Bachman. The umpire is Matt Wilson. The linesman is Josh Bricker. The line judge is Jeff Gherkin. And the back judge is Don Godenschwager. Those are our officials for tonight's game between Portsmouth and Ironton. Ironton will come out. They won the toss. They've elected to receive. They'll take the end of the field to our left. That would be the east here at Bob Lutz Field. It'll be teed up by the Trojans on the 40-yard line as they cue things up and get ready to roll. They'll be to our right, and kicking it off for the Trojans will be Luke Purdy. As Purdy steps up, Purdy has kicked off 9 times this year, a 40.8 average. As he approaches the ball, our kickoff is sent your way by Gaddy's Pizza of Portsmouth, and it comes out a little bit on the short side, and the ball is loose there for a moment. And Ironton pops on that ball, and they'll take over with 11:53 to go here in the first quarter, just 7 seconds off the clock. And the officials will mark that baby down on the Ironton 41-yard line, and this football game is underway. Our kickoff sent your way by Gaddy's Pizza of Portsmouth right there on 11th Street. Great eats. Stop in soon. And our game tonight, our game sponsor presented by King's Daughters Medical Center, Ohio. You see them right there on the scoreboard in front of your face. Here come the Fighting Tigers. They come up. We will see a lot of traditional football lineup style in the lineup tonight. They have the backs as they come up first in a full house backfield with 2 tight ends. Isaac is under center, and his count, he's going to give it to the man in the backfield, and breaking through with it is Des Young as he gets across the 45 out to about the 47-yard line. Nice bit of running there at the bottom of the pile for the Portsmouth Trojans. Comes up Caden Lowry, the defensive end for the Trojans. But a pickup on the play of about 7. It's going to make it 2nd down and 3 for the Ironton Fighting Tigers as they open up with a pretty nice gain there from Des Young. In case you're waiting for me to mention D'Angelo Palladino carrying the ball, he is injured and is out tonight, so will not be seeing his number called this evening at all. Isaac under center gives it again on a little counter, and on the left side they get through with it. Carrico on the left side picks up a 1st down and goes into Trojan territory. Dylan Mullins stops, but Ironton picks up a 1st down, goes into Portsmouth territory, and the ball sitting on the 41-yard line. This is OVC football. First game of the season that these two have ever played as OVC members, but they have been in leagues before. They were in the Central Ohio Conference, the Ohio-Kentucky Athletic Conference, known as the OKAC, and they were both in the SEOAL for a while. There's Des Young again, and he's getting through, still on his feet, but the whistle has sounded a ways back, and he'll be brought down on about the 45-yard line. And the ball down on the 35. Austin Mullins on the tackle, and it's going to be a 2nd down and about 3 to go for the Ironton Fighting Tigers. High school football on the zone is sent your way by Dan Cassidy and the folks at Barron & Murphin Insurance. All about air, your home environmental quality experts. Isaac under center, going to give this time to the left halfback. That's Barker. Barker in action for the first time tonight carrying the ball, and he goes up through there. Zach DeLotel brings him down, and he's picked up enough for another Ironton 1st down. So that'll be 2 in this drive that started on the Ironton 41. We have just under 10 minutes to play here in quarter number 1. Tanks Memorial Stadium, Bob Lutz Field, a nice artificial surface that is giving a good support for the players out here. Isaac continues on his way under center. This time the counter again. The one got a pretty good yardage last time. And sure enough, Garrett Carrico manages to pick it up and get down inside the 20, down to about the 19-yard line before Austin Mullins brings him down. And the pickup on the play that time, going to take the Fighting Tigers down to where it'll be 2nd down and 1 to go. Ball inside the red zone now for the Fighting Tigers as they come up. They've advanced from their own 41. Isaac will set his backfield in the same setup. And they try the left side again, and it's Carrico again. He leaps over one, but not the second man. As coming in quickly on him there that time was Blake Wiedebrook. And that will bring him down, and that should be enough for another Ironton 1st down. They popped in 3 of them so far from this drive. They took the opening kickoff after winning the toss and electing to receive. And they now have the ball just about the Portsmouth 16-yard line. As Isaac will give, and this time he's going to give it to Young. Young bullies his way, knocks over a couple of guys before Zach DeLotel finally brings him down. And he's going to pick up a good amount of yardage and make it inside the 10-yard line. And with 8:23 to go, they'll have a 2nd and 3 to go to make the 1st down, and they are 9 yards away from pay dirt here. High school football on the zone is sent your way, as we mentioned, by Gaddy's Pizza on 11th Street and also by Boland's Mini Mart on Route 52 in West Portsmouth. Isaac calls, gives, left halfback. That's time. Cutting it upfield and being dragged and getting a couple of more after he was hit was Andrew Barker.
Andrew Barker, the ball carrier.
And Barker will take it down inside the 5 to about the 4-yard line before Caden Lowry, the defensive end for the Trojans, brings him down. And it's now 1st and goal from the 3. 4 first downs popped together for the Tigers on this drive. And the way they have been advancing the ball, they got a pretty good shot with 4 tries from this distance. Just about 11 feet to go. And again, they're going to give it to Young, and he's going to put his head down and drop down inside there. Again, Caden Lowry on the stop, and he takes it down to about the 2. High school football on the zone sent your way by Georgian Portraits in their new location on 2nd Street in Portsmouth. Bob and Floyd's Tires at 12th and Chillicothe Street. And Goodwill Industries on Route 52 in Portsmouth, helping folks find meaning from their life through their disabilities. Des Young straight ahead, he's in there. Touchdown, put his head down, and just went through there with every bit of his 214 pounds. So with 6 minutes and 48 seconds to go, Des Young takes it in from 2 yards out, and that gives Ironton the lead. So they'll now try to tack on more, as the ball will be held this time by Jake Isaac. And the attempt of the extra point by the left-footed kick is up, and it's up and in by Neal, and it's good. As we come back up the field, it's Ironton 7 and Portsmouth nothing. Back with the kickoff right after this.
Hello? Oh, hey, honey. Dinner. Yeah, I got it.
Welcome back to Tanks Memorial Stadium, where Ironton has just taken a 7-0 lead as they took the opening kickoff and put together a 10-play, 59-yard drive. And on that play, they gathered 4 first downs together. Des Young taking it over from 2 yards out. Trey Neal's kick was good, and Ironton leads Portsmouth by the score of 7-0. Getting ready to kick it up there for Ironton and setting it on the tee is Des Young. And Young will stand in as we are ready to go. The kickoff is high and end over end, and is going to be picked up about the 14. And carrying it forward in there is Hollins. He goes backwards now, and he's going to be driven down by Aaron Jackson, it looks like, that was in there on him. And also Ty Gunther in there on him. And so he lost ground as he turned to run to his right. So Portsmouth, now with 6:41 to go here in this first quarter of play, will get the ball, and they're going to mark that down now on their own 20-yard line. As the Trojans will come up, they'll send men wide to the left. Quarterback is Cole Lowry. He is just a sophomore. And as they stand in there, Lowry will call. He's going to give it to his man, and they head to the left, and Ironton is all over that. That play didn't really look like anybody knew what was going on. They had it out there, and Lowry and Hollins stood together like they were trying to take back the handoff, maybe a reverse option. I don't know what it was, but it looked to me like they were sorely stymied by whatever Ironton was throwing in at them. coming in from that defensive right side. So we'll see what happens now as Lowry brings his club up again and rolls to his left, throws, and he was looking, it looked like, for Williams to cut to the outside, but there are flags on the play. So we will see what they tend to dish up for us here in the way of penalty. That'll be our first penalty of the night.
Offsides against the Tigers.
So Ironton offsides gives the Trojans 5 and eliminates an incomplete pass from the official record. As the Trojans now will come out, it'll be 2nd down and 8 to go. They're deep in their own territory. Lowry rolls right this time, gives it a toss over there, and it's going to be complete on the opposite side, and it's complete over there to Luke Purdy as he is stopped over there on the play for Ironton. And on that play for Ironton, I don't have that guy's number down. I thought I saw it 20. Okay, they're going to say that was Isaac 7. I thought it was a 27. So the pass is complete, but it now makes it 3rd down and 4 to go for the Portsmouth Trojans. High school football on the zone sent your way by Pro Pest Control, by Jason Bentley, and by Rallies on Route 52. Great burgers, and they're open late. Lowry's going to keep it, fake the option, head back, and cut at an angle to his right. And Ironton is all over him like stripes on tigers. And at the bottom of the pile for the Ironton Fighting Tigers was Eli Willis.
Eli Willis and Hayden Robinson on the tackle.
So now the Trojans are faced with a 4th down, 4:54 to play here in quarter number 1. They get their first chance at it and are going to have to give it up by way of the boot. Zach DeLotel, who's averaging 30.7 yards per punt, over 18 points this year. Carrico drops all the way back to his own 41. DeLotel will be punting from about his own 20, and he gets it away and is a high, pretty punt. Carrico fumbles it. Trojans are around the ball. Let's see who gets it. And as they come up out of there, we'll see. Everybody always points. And it looks like Ironton's going to come up out of there with it. The Trojans had 3 guys around the ball, and Carrico comes out of there with it. But we have some flags scattered here and there. So the punt. Yes, it was Ty Gunther.
Personal foul.
Going to charge a personal foul against Portsmouth. And at that particular time, they didn't need that, because now Ironton, instead of being in their own 30-yard range, are going to be right close to midfield. Ironton will take over on their own 49-yard line. 4 minutes and 22 seconds to go here in quarter number 1. And DeLotel's punt, especially good. He punted it from his 20. It was caught about the 35, or actually attempted to be caught. So he laid up a pretty good, about a 45-yard punt in the air. And they're going to go again in the backfield, and bringing it up through there is Barker. Barker is going to advance, and as he gets up through there, he's going to be tackled on the play for Portsmouth by Austin Mullins. And he's going to pick up a handful and get up to make it about 2nd down and 5 or 4 to go. High school football on the zone, sent your way by the Krispy Kreme Donut Shop, Gallia and Waller, right there across the street from Portsmouth High School, by the Desco Federal Credit Union, all over Zone Country, including up in this neck of the woods in Tiger Country. And they're going to go, and coming up forward with it and getting a little bit of ground on the play that time was Chase Rowe. Rowe gets down to about the 42-yard line of the Trojans. It'll be 3rd down and about 1 to go.
Austin Mullins on the tackle.
Tigers have not had any problem getting the line to move the Trojans and have moved forward with a very efficient ground game this evening from their basic full house formation. This time they're going to go to Young. Young has the 1st down and more as he's finally stopped over there, grabbing him around the ankles. For the Trojans was Blake Wiedebrook.
Blake Wiedebrook
And it's enough for an Ironton first down. That's their 5th one of the night. First one on this drive. The ball now sitting on the Portsmouth 36-yard line. High school football on the zone sent your way by the Scioto Trail Animal Clinic, by Sideline Pizza, and also Monroe's Frame and Collision, all over zone country. This time he's going to keep it, turn, and he gets up through there, and the ball is loose, and it's going to be picked up by the Trojans. Isaac fumbles, and it's going to be picked up over in there by the Trojans. Austin Hollins recovers the fumble.
Don't forget, our student athletes will be selling charity sale tickets.
So Portsmouth gets a gift right there, as Isaac was carrying that ball like a loaf of bread, is what we used to say. And with 2:36 to go in this first quarter of play, Portsmouth gets new life. They're still down in their own end of the field with the ball on the 20, it looks like about 6-yard line. But they do have the ball back. So the Trojans will come up. Lowry still the quarterback as he stands there. He fakes to Richardson and gives it the big heave. And he's got Hollins wide open on the 50. Hollins is on his way, and he goes all the way. No flag on that one. Hollins caught that ball in full stride on the Ironton 48-yard line. And a one-play drive from the Portsmouth 26. And Hollins did not break stride. He grabbed it. His right foot was about the Ironton 48, and he just kept on zooming right down through there. Hollins, a 74-yard pass play, a one-play drive that at the 2:25 mark gives Portsmouth a score. And now DeLotel will try to even things up here. The placement, it's up and it's off to the side and no good. So as they come back up the field, Ironton holds on to a 1-point lead, 7-6. Back with more right after this.
Go nuts for donuts at Krispy Kreme, across from Portsmouth High School.
It's third today in the OVC Championships at Shawnee Country Club.
Welcome back to Tanks Memorial Stadium, Bob Lutz Field, where the Portsmouth Trojans have just made things a little more interesting. Trent doesn't need to give me the stats on this one. I can figure this one out. A one-play, 74-yard drive took 11 seconds off the clock. A pass to Austin Hollins from Cole Lowry, and he took that baby and scooted. Turned on the Jets. The kick was no good, but now we're back to a one-point game here, 7-6. Still in the first quarter of play. Ironton and Portsmouth doing battle. The kick is going to be a good one, a line driver that's going to be picked up about, bobbled about the 15. And now coming out with it out through there. And still on his feet after that, and finally brought down out about the 28. Willis, the ball carrier, and he almost was through there. Got through before Wiedebrook brings him down, but it looked like he had some heavy trouble on his hands as he had to go backwards and sort of size things up. But he made a nice recovery there and a return out to the 28-yard line. So he went from a loss to a nice pickup, and Ironton will have the ball now with 2:15 to go in quarter number one. And they're going to have the ball, and they're going to place it on their own 28-yard line. They lead by a point. High school football on the zone, presented by King's Daughters Medical Center, Ohio. And as we have seen already a few times tonight, Des Young scoots up through there as he uses his considerable bulk. Austin Mullins will bring him down, but he gets out to about the 34-yard line. So a pickup on the play of about 6. It'll be second down, and you can call it 5 or 4. And Ironton will have the ball as we continue to drift down to about the 1:45 mark of quarter number 1. Game tonight presented by the H. Powell Insurance Agency in New Boston. And the counter, and back once again they go to Garrett Carrico. Carrico, a 5'9", 165-pound sophomore. The Lotel brings him down, and he's short of the first down by 5 or 6 feet. So now the Trojan defense will be put to the test. Ironton has been able to knock out some considerable yardage on the ground tonight. As they took the first kickoff of the night, they drove down 59 yards in 10 plays, so they are doing quite well. Their second possession, they fumbled, and the Trojans recovered. And again, Young, this time he's going to be stopped, and we got flag. Bottom of the pile there is going to be Travis McKenzie. And they're going to signal what we got going here. Looks like what do we got? An illegal block against the defense. What? How do you have an illegal block against the defense? I do not understand how we can have an illegal block against the defense. So at a time when the Trojans stood tall, a penalty comes in, and here in the press box we're all kind of going, an illegal block by the defense. Nonetheless, it's 15 against PHS, and that'll make an Ironton first down.
15-yard penalty against Portsmouth.
And going to give Ironton the ball in Trojan territory, about a yard in. And as they go again, they're going to go that time and give it to Barker, and Barker still on his feet inside the 40 before he's dragged down in there and wrestled to the ground. Several Trojans in on it, including Dylan Mullins and Dare Richardson. But it's enough for an Ironton first down, as they thought they were in trouble, and now they've put together a couple of first downs in a row. Ball's on the Portsmouth 38-yard line. Down to about 30 seconds to go here in quarter number 1. Ball has been marked ready for play, so they will have to run something before the things run down. Isaac will go, and he's going to go straight ahead on the dive to Young. Young is still on his feet. He breaks loose and finally is brought down over there on the play by Blake Wiedebrook, and that's a big difference in size. Wiedebrook stands in there at 141 pounds, Young at 214, and talk about a mismatch on size. That's going to be the end of the first quarter. Ironton will have the ball, but not before the first quarter comes to an end. So we're 1/4 of the way home here at Tanks Memorial Stadium. The score is Ironton 7 and Portsmouth 6. We'll be back with the quarter number 2 right after this.
At Desco, we believe loans to small businesses result in stronger communities. We believe the experience and ability to make local decisions awards you the home field advantage. We believe quick decisions and straightforward answers are what you need to get started. At Desco, we have terms to fit your business. Desco Federal Credit Union. We make business loans.
SNS carry out. Bobby Clyde.
Welcome back to Tanks Memorial Stadium. We're still up here kind of shaking our heads about the illegal block call against the defense. I didn't even know that the defense blocked. I thought they tried to hit people. But anyway, I'm sure that someone in much greater wisdom than we will have that all sorted out. We're at the end of the first quarter, and Ironton leads 7-6. There you see the Portsmouth Trojans getting their defensive instructions from Coach Chad Hammond. Ironton will have the ball on the Portsmouth 20-yard line, and it will be first down and 10 to go for the Fighting Tigers. And so the Trojans are out. Ironton is not quite ready, but I guess we are now set to go for quarter number 2. High school football on the zone. Presented by Infinity Home Healthcare, by Portsmouth Cinema 8 and by the Ohio Automotive Group. Thanks to our sponsors. Thanks to you for being there. Ironton moving the ball well on the ground again. Des Young once again up through there, and on the stop that time for Portsmouth, 51 and 52. That's DJ Pearsall and Anthony Ferrara in on the tackle. And a pickup on the play of about 6 as Ironton continues to do well on their ground game. It'll now be 2nd and 4, or 3 or 4, the way I got it figured. And we are just underway here in quarter number 2. Full house. Nope, they're going to send a wingman out to the right this time. And again, they're going to go straight ahead with Young, using him to his best ability. And Austin Hollins on the stop. Also in there that time for the Trojans was Pearsall. And Young on just what basically was a little dive play up through there. Gets down to about the 13-yard line, where it'll be 3rd down now and about 1 to go. Or 3 to go according to the scoreboard, so I'm not sure I understand. I guess I have a bad angle on the sticks from here. As they set again, and this time they're going to go to Barker. Barker is up through there. He got hit in the backfield and hit back there by Ferrara, but he got away and moved his way on down inside the 10. So that should be a 1st down for the Tigers. That's their 3rd first down of this drive, which started on their own 28-yard line, and now they find themselves 1st and goal to go inside the Portsmouth 10. So Isaac, same formation. Off they go. Young again. He's got a big hole in there. Big blocking on the right side. He is in there as he just falls forward the last couple of yards and puts it in. Des Young on a play that had tremendous blocking by the right side of the Ironton line. Takes it in at the 10:07 mark here of the 2nd quarter. That play started on the 8 or 9. An 8-yard run. And the kick is up and no good. So as they come up the field now, Ironton has the lead still. It's Ironton 13, Portsmouth 6. Back with the kickoff right after this.
At Desco, we believe loans to small businesses result in stronger communities. We believe the experience and ability to make local decisions awards you the home field advantage. We believe quick decisions and straightforward answers are what you need to get started. At Desco, we have terms to fit your business. Desco Federal Credit Union. We make business loans.
From Iron City Hardware.
There you see the Trojans coming out. They trail 13-6. Ironton doing something tonight that they did not do last week against Ashland. They are scoring on their consistent drive. Last week they put together one really good drive. Took 9 minutes off the clock last week, but they did not score. Tonight, one of the things that they have done is that 2 different times they've put together drives that have not only been good clock users and good ground gainers, but also have resulted in what they were shooting to do, which was score. As they lead now 13-6. The Tigers will kick off. We'll tell you about their drive after the kick. It's picked up and taken, grabbed by Dylan Mullins, who moves forward with it to about the 45. He grabbed that end over ender. And Portsmouth will get the ball with 10 minutes and 1 second to go here in the first half. And the Trojans will have it as they'll place it down on the Portsmouth 40, we'll call it the 3. Ironton put together an 8-play, 72-yard drive. Des Young, an 8-yard run. On that drive, they had 3 first downs. Portsmouth helped them along with a 15-yard penalty for an illegal block on defense. In motion goes Dylan Mullins. Everybody's going that same direction. Moving forward with it is Lowry, who gets out to about the 46 before he's stopped over there for Ironton by Hayden Robinson. And so Portsmouth will pick up a few on that. It'll be second down and about 7 to go for the Portsmouth Trojans. As you watch high school football on The Zone, presented by all the Zone Country locations of the Portsmouth Public Library, by Opa Heroes and More on 11th Street, and by Osco Industries. Lowry almost right in front of us, and there is a bit of a jump from Hayden Robinson, who made the tackle on the last play. And the inevitable pointing in each direction, as we always see when something like that happens. And Robinson, of course, will claim that he was drawn offside by someone. The officials will decide what they want to believe in the situation, and they're going to say that it is the fault of the Portsmouth Trojans. So penalty puts Portsmouth back 5 yards. And now instead of it being 2nd and 7, it's 2nd and 12 for the Trojans. And the Trojans, who now find themselves just on their 41-yard line. They're going to send trips out to the left, a guy out to the right. Lowry's got Richardson back with him, and he is being chased in a big way, and there's going to be a flag. Grabbing the neck by Lucas Campbell. Lucas Campbell had a bead on him, and he grabbed him around the neck, and that is a no-no these days in football. The old horse collar doesn't cut it anymore. Over the years, I can't tell you how many times I've seen heads that I was certain were going to fall off, that it wasn't an illegal play. But nowadays, watching out for the heads and necks of these players.
Against the Tigers.
Face mask. That's going to give the Trojans some more ground and going to give them enough ground to make it about 2nd and 6 or something like that. So penalty, Ironton, 15. The ball will be on the 47-yard line of the Trojans. That's where things were before the illegal procedure thing got underway. And so now Portsmouth will come up with a little better situation going to them. They've got a wingman on either side and a guy split on the left. That wingman goes into motion. That's Mullins, and they're going to heave it down the field. And Hollins again has the ball on the 28, and his defender fell down, and Hollins just scoots in unmolested. He caught that ball on the 28, and his defender's feet went out from under him. He was about 3 yards away, and he needed to cut back. And Hollins, for the second time tonight, grabs the ball and just zooms his way to pay dirt. That was, how far? A 53-yarder. The last 28 of it coming on Hollins' own initiative. And so for the second time tonight, Portsmouth scores, and for the second time, they'll try to put the ball through the uprights. Ryan Williams will hold as Zach DeLotel will try from placement to get 1 point for PHS. It's straightforward, but it's off to the right. And so the Trojans don't do anything on that one. But as they come up the field now, it's Ironton 13 and Portsmouth 12. Back with a kickoff right after this.
7, Rock Hill.
There you see the nice field here, Bob Lutz Field at Tanks Memorial Stadium. The Portsmouth Trojans have just capitalized on a completed pass from Cole Lowry to Austin Hollins, a 53-yarder that completed a 3-play 57-yard drive that took 1 minute and 35 seconds off the clock. Portsmouth's attempt at the extra point was no good, And Ironton leads Portsmouth by the score of 13-12. So that's where we stand right now on high school football. Sent your way by the Salvation Army in Portsmouth. Also sent your way by Smith's Drugs with 3 locations, Minford, South Webster, and of course, downtown Portsmouth. Line drive kick. This one's picked up about the 20, and moving forward on the play is Willis.
Eli Willis on the return.
And he's going to be stopped about the 35, so about a 15-yard return by Willis there. Not bad at all. And Ironton will have the ball with 8:21 to go. And they'll have the ball, and they'll sit it, let's see, about the 36-yard line. So the Tigers get it on their own 36. As I mentioned earlier, one thing they have done well tonight, in addition to moving the ball, is that they have converted it to scores, active points, instead of getting and stalling way down. So that's an improvement that they have done since last week. Again, Des Young open, and he breaks through, and he may be on his way, and he's going to be caught. The first hit, the ball is loose, and the Trojans have got it. Young fumbles on as he is tackled. And he goes all the way down into Portsmouth territory. A couple of the Trojans caught up with the speedy Young. And the ball popped, and now they're going to say Ironton gets the first down. It was not a fumble. So the rule in football is the ground cannot cause a fumble. And, well, we'll judge that one from the film. We don't have instant replay to show you. But there were certainly plenty of Trojans around the ball, and they saw it pop loose. So we don't know. Anyway, the end result is with 8 minutes and 10 seconds to play, the ball's on the 17-yard line after that big run by Young. Nice pursuit by the Trojans in stopping him on what most assuredly to most folks here looked like a touchdown. And so the speedy Trojans came along. Now it'll be this time Barker, and Barker gets through, and he's got space. And these Ironton running backs are getting all sorts of room to run. There is just all sorts of room for them, and they are getting through and taking advantage of it. Now the ball's down about the 7-yard line, it looks like. Going to be second down and about 1 to go. But to give the Ironton line some credit, they are making about a zillion holes that are about a continent wide out there. But Portsmouth wants to talk about this one now. So there's timeout on the field with about 8 minutes to go, and we'll be back with more right after this.
King's Daughters Medical Center Ohio is working to provide health care that raises the bar with experienced physicians you know, like gastroenterologist Charles Wong, treating digestive issues at our new hospital. Our advanced diagnostic equipment and passionate attention to detail allows every possibility to be explored in order to find the best treatments available. King's Daughters Medical Center Ohio is a team dedicated to world-class health care for Portsmouth.
There you see the Ironton Fighting Tigers getting some instruction from the sidelines. They lead in this ball game 13-12. They've got the ball on the 7-yard line of the Portsmouth Trojans. It'll be second down and 1 to go. They started this drive on their own 36-yard line, and the big deal was a giant run by Des Young, who basically was caught from behind to stop a touchdown. And now Ironton, and the ensuing fumble was not counted because it was viewed that the ground caused it. So now it's Barker again, big hole again. Ironton is just knocking the heck out of the Portsmouth defensive line. There was a hole there that was big enough we could have run down from the stands and carried the ball in. Holding, however, will bring that one back, so that negates it. But boy, did they make a big hole on that one. Wow. So it doesn't count. We all step back. Holding against Ironton. So -10. So now instead of second down and a couple to go, it's second down. And, well, they've got it marked as 9 from the 14-yard line. Okay, interesting. Well, it's 10 yards from the side of the foul. So, and again, it's Barker. Big hole again. He cuts back, and he's going to get down to about the 7. He's going to be brought down in there by Ryan Williams. Or, excuse me, Luke Purdy. That's a 9 instead of an 8. Purdy brings him down on about the 6-yard line. And so with 7:25 to go and the clock running, Ironton's in there with a 1st and goal. Their second first down of this drive, which began on their own 36. This time Barker sets up a little different. He's got a wingman on the left. And as they set, they're going to go to Young again. Again, a big hole in there. And does he get down across the line? Looks like he was stopped short about the 1-yard line. So the Trojan defense stands in there that time and stops things from developing. But now they find themselves facing a second down, so Ironton's still got 3 more shots at it from 36 inches away. That's 12 inches of play, in case you haven't figured that one out. Young again, big hole, left side, touchdown, Ironton.
Touchdown, Young.
Des Young, a 1-yard run. And the Ironton line is doing a tremendously effective job this evening. And that took 1 minute and 58 seconds. A drive that started on the Ironton 36. So 64 yards in 5 plays. The big play, a big run by Young. They're going for 2, and again, Young gets in for 2. So Young runs for 2, and Ironton now has made up for the missed extra point.
The 2-point conversion was good.
And as they come back up the field, Ironton 21 and Portsmouth 12. Back with the kickoff right after this.
Welcome to Kennel Lodge of Portsmouth. Kennel Lodge is a complete pet boarding facility that creates a family stay environment that includes luxurious style kennels, a huge outdoor play area, and the daily care your pets deserve. Leanne and Kevin Abner include a staff that truly understands everything that your pets need, from grooming, the HydroSurge bathing process, and of course, the element of love. Located at 7th and Market Street in Portsmouth, call 353-9804. The next time you need pet boarding and care, they make your pets feel like they're on vacation too.
Welcome back. There you see the Ironton Tigers coming out. They have just scored on a 5-play, 64-yard drive. Took a minute and 58 seconds for them to do that. The highlight of that, a great big long run by Des Young that we thought was a fumble that they stayed on top of. And despite fighting a 10-yard holding penalty, they still scored. The 2-point conversion was good, and Ironton leads here on their home field 21-12 in this historic matchup between the Trojans and the Fighting Tigers. Ball is down on the left-hand side of the receiving team, and it goes out of bounds, so a flag will be thrown. Have not mentioned it so far this evening, but we still have pennies from heaven, little droplets from the sky falling on Bob Lutz Field. It's been raining since before the game started. Our game tonight sent your way by Shawnee State University, your hometown university. All the Zone Country locations of Sunspot Tanning. Brought to you by the Battery Terminal in Ashland and by the Portsmouth Bob Evans. Thanks to our sponsors and thanks to you for being there. We appreciate it. Tony Lavender along with the Zone Sports team. Trent Williams providing us those quick stats that will tell us how many plays and Wahoppened. Trent and I were driving up here tonight, and we watched the drops slowly start. And the next thing we knew, here came the rain. One of the great advantages to artificial surfaces, they put tremendous drainage under them. Portsmouth's next game at Rock Hill, another OVC. They try the shorty, and that one mishandled. They fall on it, and it's going to be the Portsmouth's ball, it looks like. Yes, sure enough, coming up out of there with it is Dylan Mullins for the Trojans.
Dylan Mullins recovered that ball.
And that'll be Portsmouth's ball as they'll take over on their own 47-yard line.
First and 10 for the Trojans, the ball on their own.
Clock says 6 minutes and 19 seconds. Thank you, sir. Hard to see the clock from here. As Portsmouth will have the ball, and they trail by 9, 21-12. Couple of guys out to the right, couple of guys out to the left, couple of guys in the backfield. One of them gets the ball. That's Hollins, and he is tripped up quickly by Lucas Campbell. The 6'5" Campbell came in there and got Hollins in the backfield on the 40-yard line. That's going to be a loss on the play. And what are we talking about now?
Flags on the play.
We got a hanky somewhere I didn't see. It's going to be an illegal block against Portsmouth that they're declining. So it'll still be second down and about 15 or 16. So they declined that. Trojans now come out with a pair to the right, a pair to the left, and a pair in the middle of the backfield with Lowry being one of them, and he rolls and he takes time, and he's hit hard as he turned to his left. Tyler Webb gives him a great big bear hug. The big Webb, 270 pounds, gave the young sophomore a pretty good whacking in there, and another 5-yard loss for the Trojans is now going to make it third down and about 22 or so. I'm just guessing from what I see. So with 5 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the first half, the Trojans find themselves deep in the hole on this third down play. They're going to send out that same formation. And now we got a whistle, and Ironton wants to call timeout. 5:16 to play here in the first half. Ironton leading 21-12. Back right after this.
A night of family entertainment awaits you at the Portsmouth Cinema 8. We're always improving. More games, better movies, delicious concessions, online ticket sales, and updates on Facebook as well. To make your experience better, we now have all 8 theaters in digital DLP with Dolby Surround Sound. Plus, you can watch your next digital 3D movie here. All the entertainment you need at Portsmouth Cinema 8. Movies will never be the same again.
Welcome back to Tanks Memorial Stadium, the home of the Ironton Fighting Tigers. There you see them on Bob Lutz Field. They sit on top of a 21-12 lead right now. The time about 6:12 to go in the second quarter. The clock here runs timeouts and takes the time off the scoreboard, so we have to wait until it winds down. 5:16 to play here in the first half. Ironton scored first on a long drive. Portsmouth had to punt. Portsmouth recovered a fumble and put together a scoring drive. Lowry fires it out now to Hollins again, and Hollins gets it off his hands. He was covered in there that time by Garrett Carrico and Dre Boehm. And he just couldn't grab that baby along about the 47-yard line. As you can see several times tonight, Lowry has the arm to air it out as he was standing back around his 25-yard line and completed that ball with authority to Hollins on the 48-yard line of Ironton. Delotel, who's averaging about 31 yards a punt this year, puts another high, beautiful one up there. Fair catch called for and then fumbled. And Portsmouth may be on top of this one about the 38-yard line as that ball scooted loose. And sure enough, as they come up out of there, I think we'll see a Trojan with that ball. And yes, it does come up out of there, and it's Luke Purdy who comes up out of there as Purdy recovers the fumble. And new life for the Trojans as Purdy recovers and gives the Trojans the ball now in Ironton territory with 5:05 to go. There is a flag on the play somewhere back around the Portsmouth 42. It's going to be against Ironton, and of course they'll kick that baby right back at them so that the Trojans will retain the ball, and they get the ball on the Ironton 39-yard line. So Portsmouth, following the punt and the muffed punt, the man called a fair catch but then did not hang on to it, and that's a no-no in football land. So with 5:05 to play here in the first half, the Trojans, down by 9, are going to step up again following the successful punt and fumble recovery. Here's Lowry again. He's got a couple of guys on his case, and the first one that gets to him is Jackson Pleasant, who will knock him down about the 46-yard line of the Ironton Tigers. Ironton sending guys quickly. Nice defensive quickness there, but Lowry, who moves off to the side well, as you have noticed already tonight, has a bullet for a bullet-firing arm, as he can. And now we've got an official timeout for something. While they do that, we want to remind you that this ball game is presented by Stoltz Pharmacy, located in Greenup and in Wheelersburg, by the Goodwin Group, by all the Zone Country locations of Wagner Rental and Supply, and by the Kennel Lodge in downtown Portsmouth. Thanks to our sponsors. Thanks to you for being there. Also want to mention the UPS store on 11th Street. And a great place to go watch a flick, the Wheelersburg Cinema. Now we're back in business. Slot man on either side. Lowry throws. He's got a man wide open over there who lost his footing. That was Williams.
Lowry's pass to Ryan Williams.
And are they going to say that it was incomplete? Yes, they are. Williams had his feet come scooting out from under him over there. He was all by himself. There was no doubt that he had some more ground to go if he'd hung on to his feet. So now we're 3rd down and 17 to go for the Trojans. On the Ironton end of the field, Williams is out to the left, Purdy out to the right. Got a wing man and a man in the slot on the left, and a little screen set up in the center and tipped away as it was going to Hollins about the 46 on the screen. He had a nice blocker there. Jaden Josie was right with him, but the Ironton defender got in. And so now it's going to be 4th and 17 for Portsmouth. Second time this set of possessions that they have had to put a foot to it. Last time it worked in their favor as Ironton muffed the punt and the Trojans recovered thanks to some heads-up play by Luke Purdy. But now Delotel stands on his own 42. He puts it high and off to the right. They may be able to stop that before it goes, and they did not chase that baby down fast enough. Purdy was about 5 or 6 yards behind it. So Delotel punts it to the end zone, and that'll give Ironton the ball with 4:13 to go, as they'll have the ball on their own 20 following the touchback. And they lead by 9. Thanks to King's Daughters Medical Center, Ohio, our game sponsor. The Ironton Fighting Tigers will play an in-county opponent at another OVC game a week from tonight as they host the Fairland Dragons, who the Trojans faced last week. Ironton, as they go and they give it to the second man on the end around and coming up the side and moving and making big ground and making a little step over the defender. And he's all the way to the end zone with 3:59 to go. Lucas Campbell takes that ball from his own 20-yard line, an 80-yard run on the end around.
80-yard touchdown run for Lucas.
As he went down that left side on the very first play from scrimmage, and they used up 14 seconds on the clock. So at 3:59 to go, Ironton has really added a little salt to the wounds as they run the end around and make it a one-play touchdown drive. The kick is up and good by Neal, and as they come back up the field, Ironton now leads 28-12. So we'll be back with a kickoff right after this.
The library isn't just a source for books anymore. We are activities. We are local history and genealogy. We are entertainment. We are DVDs and books on CD. We are online. We are education. We are mobile. We are everywhere. We are still books and reading. We are here for our community. We are here for you.
We are the Portsmouth Public Library.
I love the library.
Lucas Campbell takes all of his 6'5", 220 pounds down the left side, right in front of the Trojan bench. Does a high kick step right over Blake Wiedebrook, who was left looking as Campbell scooted down that left side, and he was on his way 80 yards. Took 14 seconds, a one-play scoring drive. Kick was good, and this one's going to be a short over-ender as the rain starts to fall a little harder. And the Trojans are going to take it and move it up on the return, as it was picked up there on the play that time by Reese Johnson. Reese, a young sophomore, will return the ball. That's his second kickoff return of the season. Ronnie Artis on the tackle. And so with 3:53 to go here in the first half of play, the Trojans are going to find themselves on the short end of a 28-12 stick, and the rain is coming down a wee bit harder right now. They've got the ball on their own 43-yard line. High school football on the zone sent your way by Sideline Pizza. Also brought to you by the Portsmouth Tennis Club, where they now have pickleball in addition to tennis. That's great for anybody that wants a little low-impact exercise. And a nice quarterback draw by Lowry. He is stopped down there. A touchdown-saving tackle by Jackson Pleasant as Lowry gets all the way down into Ironton territory. A first down for Portsmouth on the Ironton 45, and a little ankle tackle there by Pleasant kept Lowry from really moving it down and evening things up here, or coming closer to evening things up pretty quick. Williams is out to the left, Purdy out to the right. He's got a couple of guys over there with him to help him play. And Lowry again on the quarterback draw, as Portsmouth has seen something in the Ironton defense, and Lowry gets all the way down to about the 25 before he's stopped down over there. Carry on the tackle, but that's the kind of thing that you see from the booth, and if they're giving up a particular thing, you call that. And if it works, see if it happens again. And they've given Lowry that read. And Ironton apparently has some tendency there that they've picked up a couple of times now. Sending the trips out again. Williams all by his lonesome on the left. This time they hit Williams, and he again has to dive to his left this time. And it's complete to Ryan Williams, who grabs that baby inside the 20. So the Trojans enter the danger zone. So Ryan Williams, with 2:43 to go, gives the Trojans the ball inside the 20. It'll be second down, or second and about 4 for Portsmouth. They come up. It's Williams out to the left again. Trips out to the right. The guy farthest out once again is Purdy. And Lowry rolls left. He gets around one, and then his feet go out from under him. It's just like he was on ice right there.
Cole Lowry, the ball carrier.
As his shoulders went right and his feet went left, looked to me, and I'm certainly not an expert on it, but it looks to me like he planted on his right foot instead of his left foot, which will make your feet kind of go out to the left. And so a wet surface with 1:50 to go as the rain falls a little more. This time they got a pair to either side, and they're going to put a man in motion. That's Mullins, and Lowry again on the keeper. Big hole in there made by the Portsmouth line as they took Ironton the way they wanted to go.
Jackson Pleasant on the tackle.
And Pleasant stops him, but the ball's now down about the 10-yard line. And they're going to mark that. They're going to mark it at the just outside the 10 on about the 11, but it is a Trojan first down, third of this drive, right, Trent? And so Lowry brings the team up again, sets three men out to the right, looks, has time, thinks about it. Big collision by two Ironton linemen running into each other on the left. Gave Lowry a lot more room to work over there as the clock ticks down to 1:03. And the Trojans will have second down and about 7 to go. From the 8, they can get a first without getting a touchdown. Lowry got a big benefit there from two of the Ironton linemen running into each other. And there was nobody over there really to go after him, so everybody had to pursue. 40 seconds now, and there's going to be timeout on the field. It's going to be called by Ironton.
Timeout. Ironton.
So with 40 seconds to go, we'll be back with more right after this.
In this moment, it doesn't matter if you save money in 15 minutes or if your neighbor has the same insurance that you do. What matters right now is the quality of your independent insurance agent and the company that stands behind them. Auto Owners Insurance.
Howell Insurance Agency, serving you for over 75 years.
High school football on the zone, sent your way by Infinity Home Healthcare, by the Powell Insurance Agency in New Boston, by all the Zone Country locations of Desco Federal Credit Union, and by the Krispy Kreme Donut Shop, Gallia and Waller Street in Portsmouth. Yum. Wish I had some right now. Here's the situation. Portsmouth has 2nd and 7 to go. They're inside the Ironton 10. They can get a first down without getting a touchdown, but the clock says 40 and 8/10 seconds. Ironton called that timeout, and now we got the official waving again. What do we got going here now? And now we're set to go, apparently. And Lowry runs into his own man, but still is loose down to about the 5. 2 or 3 of the Tigers will get on him in quickly. Portsmouth will call timeout on that. Initial hit and tackle on the play by Hayden Robinson for the Tigers. But there is timeout on the field, and we'll be back right after this.
He is a man of stature, a man of strength, a man who is a hero to every man, and he is coming to Cozy TV.
Yo-ho! I'm home!
He is the man they call Herman, standing up for all the Hermans everywhere.
I hardly think so.
It's your time at last, Herman. Your time to come out of the shadows and revel in your Hermanness. You are our man of the year. Herman of the Year, Herman Munster. A year-long celebration on Cozy TV as we present The Munsters. Premieres October 5th.
There you see the Tigers, and you can get a good picture there on our camera shot of the rain that's coming down. That is a pretty hefty hunk of rain that's falling right now. Here's our situation. Portsmouth has it 3rd down, 5 to go. The ball is sitting on the 6-yard line. They can get a first down without getting a touchdown. They trail in this ball game 28-12. High school football on the zone is sent your way by Opa Greek Restaurant, Heroes and More, by the Ohio Automotive Group, and by Oak Tree Construction. Thanks to our sponsors. Thanks to you for being there. Trojans now. Clock says 33 and 2/10 seconds. Lowry has one man with him. He fakes to him. He rolls to the right. He cuts it upfield, gets between a couple, and he's hit hard about the 4. And the first hit on the play probably from Chase Rowe. And there'll be another timeout, I'm sure, called by Portsmouth.
Tyler Webb.
As we have 21 seconds to go. Portsmouth calls timeout, 21 seconds to play. Now they're in a 4th down situation. We'll be back with the big play right after this. There you see the Trojans. They have a bit of a sticky wicket right now. 4th down, 4 to go, 21 3/10 seconds to play in the first half of play. Ironton has stalled them from a 1st and 10 on the 11 and come up strong, although they have picked up a little bit of yardage each time. Now the rubber hits the road here as Lowry comes out, his team down 21-12. Late moments of the first half of play. Rain is a-fallen. And now we are waiting for some instruction from our officials as to what's going on. Looks like they're winding the clock down perhaps. As now they say the time should be at 23 seconds. 4th and 4. Big play. Lowry rolls right. He is going to be caught. And the ball is bouncing loose. And they're going to say that he threw that ball and it's an incomplete pass. The net result is, as Lucas Campbell brings him down, they lose the ball on downs, and Ironton will get the ball and safely scoot their way into the half with a nice lead. 17 seconds to play. And they'll have the ball marked down on the Ironton 6. And they'll come in sitting on top of a lead. As you can see on your scoreboard there, they lead right now 28-12. At halftime, it'll be the Trinidad Orthopedic and Sports Medicine halftime report. Game tonight sent your way by Shawnee Animal Clinic. Also, our Player of the Game Award presented by Compass Community Health Center. And they'll try it wide to the left, trying to go again. And again, that Campbell play. Campbell is going to be whacked pretty good over there as he is hit on the play that time for Portsmouth by Austin Mullins, who gives him a really good whack. And that'll take us up to halftime. And so at the half, we are 1/2 the way home here, and the Ironton Fighting Tigers defending their home turf as they lead the Portsmouth Trojans by the score of 28-12. We'll be back with the Trinidad Orthopedic and Sports Medicine halftime report when we return to Tanks Memorial Stadium right after this.
Peter 10:17.
Ruth 2:11.
James 11:9.
When I was hungry. When I was lost. When I was stoned.
You gave me help.
Faith.
Joy.
You gave me a chance. Amanda 4:6. When I was saved.
Your holiday donations to the Salvation Army make change all year long.
I knew I wanted to do some sort of engineering when I first started, and I saw the plastics program. I just fell in love with it. I like to think things through and solve problems. It's so interesting. I actually want to work in the design part of it, from an idea to an end product. There's something for everybody here, I think.
The background I had at Shawnee State has made an impact on what I do now. They gave real-world experience. There's opportunities for graduates to start before they graduate. It's not just trial and error, it's applied knowledge.
The sun is always shining at Sunspot Tanning Salons. We are your #1 source for that deeper, darker, lasting tan, and not just during summer, all year long. Our high-tech equipment gives you that perfect coloring by offering quality tanning in a clean, cool, and controlled environment for everyone from beginners and beyond. Excellent up-to-date products and various locations with convenient hours, You won't have to wait for the sun to look fine.
Welcome to the Sun Spot, where the sun always shines.
This is my business. I'm the owner and sole proprietor.
I only have one other employee, Chester.
It's a romantic notion. Be the boss, but you are alone.
Well, not technically alone.
I do have a lot of help, actually.
My UPS store.
I had this printed there. Packing, shipping, help.
Outstanding.
Toasters.
I have a mailbox there.
Best thing, they're right down the street.
The owner's a friend.
I got the account.
My team.
Yes! Careful now.
A night of family entertainment awaits you at the Portsmouth Cinema 8. We're always improving. More games, better movies, delicious concessions, online ticket sales, and updates on Facebook as well. To make your experience better, we now have all 8 theaters in digital DLP with Dolby Surround Sound. Plus, you can watch your next digital 3D movie here. All the entertainment you need at Portsmouth Cinema 8. Movies will never be the same again.
Our next selection was a top 10 hit from the Grammy.
Enjoy the movie.
It's a lot cleaner. Yeah, they actually cycle movies faster here.
The bassoon looked like a box of chocolates.
Have you seen a really big snake? I hate snakes.
None shall pass.
Wheelersburg Cinema, still bringing movies to life.
Be patient, Hermie. I'll have some more pancakes for you in a minute, Poopsie.
Goody. They're so yummy.
Pancakes, good. The Munsters premieres October 5th on Cozy TV.
Welcome back. You're watching the Trinidad Orthopedic and Sports Medicine halftime report. Tony Lavender along with the Zone Sports team as you see the Ironton $1 Million Marching Band out there at halftime. Our score here at Tanks Memorial Stadium is in favor of the host Ironton Tigers right now as they lead by the score of 28-12 over the Portsmouth Trojans. And the way things have gone, Ironton has really done a good job of moving the ball this evening. Let's look at some of the statistics here for the first half on the Trinidad Orthopedic and Sports Medicine halftime report. And in that, Ironton at this particular time has 27 rushes for 277 yards. In other words, they're averaging greater than 10 yards a rush in that first half. They've had no passing yards, so their 277 yards have all come on the ground. Excellent line play on their part. Individual stats for the Tigers. They're led in rushing at the half by Des Young, as the big senior has put up 14 rushes for 120 yards already, and it's just halftime. Also, a great big play by Lucas Campbell, the 6'5 senior, carried the ball twice on 2 end-arounds, one of them for 80 and the other one for 2. The 80-yarded one was a touchdown. Also rushing tonight for Ironton in the first half, Andrew Barker, the senior, carried it 6 times for 43 yards, so he's averaging about 7 yards a rush. Garrett Carrico, 4 carries for 26 yards. He's averaging over 6 yards a rush. And the quarterback, Jake Isaac, carried the ball 1 time for 6 yards. And so altogether, again, 27 rushes, 277 yards rushing for the Ironton Fighting Tigers. We are at halftime, and the Ironton's ahead 28-12. We'll have the Trojan stats and all of the scoring recap when we return to the Trinidad Orthopedic and Sports Medicine halftime report right after this.
Many people know that at the battery terminal in Ashland, Kentucky, we sell automotive, marine, and recreational vehicle batteries. But did you know we also sell
Power Wheels, motorcycle, and wheelchair batteries?
We also sell batteries for garage door openers, watches, cordless phones, and cell phones.
The Battery Terminal is a family-owned business located in Ashland, Kentucky. We've been in business for 28 years, and we are here to service your battery needs.
Welcome back. You're on the Trinidad Orthopedic and Sports Medicine halftime report. Ironton leading 28-12 here at halftime for the Portsmouth Trojans in the rushing department. They're led at halftime by Cole Lowry, who's carried the ball 12 times for 28 yards. Austin Hollins, the 190-pound senior, carried the ball twice for a -10. Altogether, the Trojans 14 rushes, a net total of 18 yards in the rushing department for the Trojans in the first half. In the receiving department, somewhat better. They have Hollins with 2 receptions for 127 yards, one of them a really exciting touchdown reception. He also broke another one loose for a touchdown reception. In addition to that, Ryan Williams has caught 1 ball for 7 yards, and Luke Purdy has caught 1 for 4, altogether 4 catches, 138 yards. The Trojans 18 yards rushing plus their 138 yards receiving. They have 156 yards in the first half, as that compares to the Tigers' 277 total. We'll be back to give you the scoring recap for the first half here on the Trinidad Orthopedic and Sports Medicine halftime report. We remind you that Ironton leads Portsmouth 28-12. Back after this.
You know the value of planning and hard work. For every seed you plant now, you will be rewarded later. Throughout your life, you've planned and made smart decisions. You deserve State Auto's Prime of Life to protect your home and autos. Find out more about Prime of Life and other State Auto products.
Call Barrett Murphy, your local State Auto Insurance agency.
Welcome back to Tanks Memorial Stadium, Bob Lutz Field, as we are in the middle of the Portsmouth Ironton game. Literally, we are at halftime, and Ironton leads Portsmouth by the score of 28-12. Our halftime report brought to you, as always, by Trinidad Orthopedic and Sports Medicine on Kinney's Lane. There in the 1700 block in Portsmouth, Ohio. Don't forget the big Saturday morning sports clinic, Saturday morning at 9 o'clock for area athletes that can come in and have things looked over if they have some dings and so on. That'll be at the Trinidad Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Clinic there on Kinney's Lane in Portsmouth. In the first half, Ironton must have had big plans because they won the toss and they elected to take the opening kickoff. They started on their own 41-yard line. They put together a 10-play, 59-yard drive that took 5 minutes and 5 seconds off the clock, and at 6:48 of the first quarter, Des Young on a 2-yard run put Ironton in the scoring column first. Neal's kick was good, and the score at the 6:48 mark of the first quarter was Ironton 7 and Portsmouth nothing. Portsmouth's first possession resulted in a punt. Ironton took that ball and committed a fumble. Austin Hollins recovered. And so with 2:36 to go in the quarter, Portsmouth got the ball on their own 26. And it didn't take long. A one-play pass, 74 yards to Hollins from Cole Lowry. Just took 11 seconds. The kick was no good, and at 2:25 to go in the first quarter, it was a one-point game. Ironton leading Portsmouth 7-6. Ironton then took Portsmouth's kickoff, started at their own 28. Portsmouth gave them a 15-yard penalty, but Ironton popped up 3 first downs, went through the end of the first quarter and around the corner into quarter number 2, and completed a 72-yard, 8-play drive that Des Young again from the 3-yard line put the ball in. The kick failed, and Ironton was up by the score of 13-6. Portsmouth then decided it was time to score some more. So they took the ball following the kickoff on their own 43. They were helped along by an Ironton 15-yard penalty, but the big deal was an Lowry to Hollins 53-yard pass that basically completed a 57-yard drive that took 3 plays. Portsmouth's conversion was no good, and with they completed that minute and 35-second drive, and with 8:26 to go in the half, we were back to a one-point game at 13-12. Ironton then settled in following the kickoff from their own 36 and done what they had done quite well throughout the first half. They put together a great running game as they put up a 5-play, 64-yard drive that took a minute and 58 seconds. Des Young had a great big 50-some-yard run in the middle of that, and he also took the ball across from the 1-yard line as a drive took a minute and 58 seconds. Young ran the 2-pointer in as well, and the next thing we knew, at that point in time, it was then Ironton 21 and Portsmouth 12. Portsmouth got the ball at 6:19 on their own 47. They punted it away, but the receiving player fumbled it. Luke Purdy jumped on top of it, and Portsmouth had new life at 5:05 at the Ironton 39. They were unable to convert that and had to punt again. This time Ironton started at their own 20, and they did not waste any time. 14 seconds later, after one play, Lucas Campbell came around from right end on an end around, took the ball, ran down the left-hand side, did a big high step over Wiedebrook, who was the last man to stop him, and completed with an 80-yard run. The kick was good, and Ironton was at 28-12, which is where things stand right now. Portsmouth had one more shot at it at the 3:53 mark, started on their own 43, got down to the Ironton 6, stalled on downs in the shadow of the goal line, and that was our first half of play. Ironton dominating on the ground, Portsmouth having success in the air, but not putting together as many consistent drives as the Tigers, who really have ground out some good yardage here in half number 1. You are watching the Trinidad Orthopedic and Sports Medicine halftime report. Our score 28-12, and we're about ready to roll here in half number 2. Don't forget that Saturday morning sports clinic at the Trinidad Orthopedic and Sports Center, located on Kinney's Lane in Portsmouth, and they have sneaked right up and are ready to go on me here, Trent. As, again, we want to point out that Des Young, who does the kickoffs, leads all rushers with 120 yards here. As we get ready to roll on half number 2. And the kick is going to come down to the Trojans, and it gets away from the receiver, and he finally picks it up about the 12, moves his way forward to about the 20, and that's where Portsmouth will take over as we begin the second half. Luke Purdy gives the Portsmouth Trojans the ball with 11:54 to go here in the third quarter of play. Purdy returns it out to the 22-yard line. And so a nice return in there of about 12 yards. And the Portsmouth Trojans will have the ball as they get set. Trojans next week will be at Rock Hill as they continue their tour through their first season of SOC play. Tigers will be right back here hosting the Fairland Dragons. And there's Lowry starting off again, and that one bounces around. It bounces off, almost intercepted, and out around the reception or the incompletion. We're going to find a flag thrown about the 40-yard line. And at that point in time, it usually has something to do with pass interference, and indeed it does against the Tigers. So Ironton gives up a penalty. And that'll move the Trojans up to about the 32-yard line and give the Trojans enough yardage for a first down. Remember, in high school, it's not an automatic first down, but if the yardage is enough, of course you get a first down. So Lowry's first play falls incomplete, but saved by a penalty, so it really doesn't count. That one heading for Purdy, and Purdy was spinning, and the ball just out of his reach due to the spin, so that'll fall incomplete. Stop the clock at 11:45 to go. Here in quarter number 3, the Ironton Tiger defense in the black shirts, white pants, orange football helmets. The Trojans in the white football jerseys, blue football pants, and red helmets. If you're trying to see what the emblem is on the side of the Ironton football helmet, it's the same as it's always been, orange. And so the Trojans come out. Lowry will set his man in motion. That's Hollins, and Lowry takes it again, moves up through to about the 41 before he's downed over there on the play by Hayden Robinson. I just realized I was calling this without looking at my roster. I had my roster turned wrong. Glad I know these lads. 11:24 to go here in quarter number 3. And the Portsmouth Trojans now face a third down and about 6 or 7 to go as they trail 28-12. You're watching high school football on the Zone, sent your way by King's Daughters Medical Center, Ohio. In motion goes Mullins. Lowry tucks, and now he's going to be caught as he ran into one of his own linemen. Lowry ran into Colin Boehm. Hayden Robinson took advantage of that and downed him, so the Trojans now have a fourth down situation on their own 38-yard line. Ironton will get the opportunity here with a Zach DeLotel punt. DeLotel will be standing back on his own 26-yard line. Ironton coming with everybody up, nobody back. And there was a bit of a jump. DeLotel's punt is high and long. That should take a nice bounce, and indeed it does, down inside the 15 before it's downed over there by Ryan Williams. And so DeLotel's punt will turn it over to the Ironton Tigers by way of the foot with 10:09 to go here in quarter number 3. Halftime score is the same as it is now, 28-12. They're going to mark that baby down after a nice punt by Zach DeLotel on the Ironton between the 13 and the 14. So we'll call it, just for grins, we'll call it the 14. As the Tigers will come up. They have had all of their yardage on the ground this evening. And they start off the same way. And again, they break loose. And Des Young again cannot be brought down. He goes all the way down into Portsmouth territory. Austin Hollins and DJ Pearsall will bring him down. but he gets all the way down to the Portsmouth 46-yard line as Young just cannot seem to be stopped this evening. He was carrying guys just like he was carrying jugs of milk, and he was not to be denied on that one. First down for the Ironton Tigers as they start off booming like they did in the first half. And a little counter inside trap that that'll be carried on the game by Garrett Carrico. So he picks up a couple on that. Little inside counter tray that takes him down to about the 44. High school football on the zone. Sent your way by Real Estate Gallery Incorporated to bring you the national anthem before every game. Also brought to you by Special Touch Embroidery, who present our pregame show, and Gaddy's Pizza of Portsmouth, who send our kickoffs your way. Again, there they go with Barker. Barker's going to scoot in the middle of heavy traffic. It'll be stopped by the Trojans at the bottom of things in there for Portsmouth. Looks like maybe Pearsall on the stop, so it'll be now third down, about 6 or 7 to go for Ironton. They're in no particular hurry. They lead 28-12 here in quarter number 3. As you watch high school football, sent your way by All About Air, Home Interior Environmental Solutions, Smith's Drugs with 3 locations, and Osco Industries. We want to thank our sponsors and thank you as well. On the option, Isaac keeps it, and nobody is buying that bill of goods. Isaac is hit, and the first contact on the play there for Portsmouth is coming up by DJ Pearsall again. And it's going to be a fourth down for the Fighting Tigers, something that they haven't had to deal with very much tonight. And so they're in the Portsmouth end of the football field, but the Portsmouth Trojan defense stoutly stands this time after that big run by Young. And with 7:45 to go, the Tigers look like they're going to go for it with about 6 yards to go. This would be about the place that they want to try to see if they can take a nice long count, get Portsmouth to jump. Almost did. They're counting on Young to get all of them, and he did not. He was stopped. He was stopped. It looked like Caden Lowry was one of them that was in there on it. And that's going to turn the ball over to the Portsmouth Trojans on downs as the Trojan defense stands tall on that particular series. Ironton gets into Portsmouth territory, but Portsmouth decides to draw a line in the sand, and with 7.5 minutes to go here in quarter number 3, Portsmouth will get their second opportunity of the half, and the scoreboard has it marked as being on the 42-yard line. We'll go with that. And here comes Portsmouth. Lowry is still the quarterback. He's got a wingman on either side now as they stack him up in an I on the right outside. And Lowry, unable to find a receiver, tucks and rolls and runs out to about the 42 or 3. He's hit out there that time by Tyler Webb and Carrico. Lowry on the season coming into tonight's game had carried the ball 55 yards or 55 times for 180 yards. So certainly no stranger to running it. That's an average of about 12, 13 times in each, a little more than 13 times in each of the 4 games prior to this. And not bad gains either, as he's picked up 3 or 4 at a time. There's Austin Hollins, who has his shirt tail dragged out from him. Ronnie Artis brings him down on the tail tackle. And that'll make it third down and about 2 to go for the Portsmouth Trojans. Clock says 6 minutes and 27 seconds, and it's moving. High school football on the zone. Sent your way by Goodwill of Portsmouth. Bob and Floyd's Tires at 12th and Chillicothe Street. By Pro Pest Control and by the good folks at Rallies on Route 52. Doesn't matter where you come on 11th Street or 12th Street. You can drive right in and get your goodies. Lowry, quick toss. It's enough for a first down to Purdy.
Lowry's pass complete to Luke Purdy.
First down and out on that one. And Isaac stops him, but not before it's enough yardage for a Portsmouth first down, so they move the sticks. And the Trojans are within a couple of yards of the Ironton territory. Williams way out to the left. Over there with him, Dylan Mullins. And they send a third man over there. Purdy's out on the right. Lowry looks, little flare pass out to Mullins. Mullins on his feet. Dylan Mullins still going down the left side, and he trips forward to about the 30. He barely fell there. He was trying to hold on his arm. Dylan Mullins, for the Trojans, a 5'9" senior, only weighs in at about $166. But he gets it down, and it's another Trojan first down, second of this drive. And so Portsmouth now in Ironton territory. We'll see what they can do to wreak some havoc on the Ironton defense this time. And we got a whistle, 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 whistle. And it's going to be a procedure penalty against Portsmouth. So 2 steps forward and 1 step back there. That'll be a penalty against PHS. -5. And so the ball now sits on the 38-yard line of the Fighting Tigers. And as I hate to talk too much about the danger in the air, but the rain is not as we might have seen it earlier. Still got some light rain falling. There's a toss on the left, and we'll get a flag after the throw. Is complete over there. Looks to Ryan Williams. And it's going to be against Ironton. And it should be a dead ball foul, personal foul. So from the 36, they'll mark off 15. The pass will be complete. And it'll be a dead ball foul, so they'll move that baby down. And now we're moving the ball back. Now moving it down. We didn't step it off quite.
The 1960 class up over there, we'll welcome them home again, but I know they're all asleep.
And so they set it down on the 23-yard line. So there's another first down for Portsmouth. How about that? And so Lowry will give it to Hollins. Hollins in the middle of heavy traffic is brought down. On the tackle on that play, Des Young and others. Des Young used his considerable strength, but we do have a hanky down. And this one is going to be against Portsmouth now.
Personal foul against the Trojans.
So when you get an advantage like a personal foul, you don't want to come back the next time and just give it right back up. So Portsmouth now has been penalized twice for 20 yards on this drive. Ironton once for 15. And cooler heads will need to prevail. Clock says 5:41. We're in quarter number 3. High school football presented by Toro Loco. Also by Stoltz Pharmacy in Greenup and Wheelersburg and the Goodwin Group. Lowry lets her fly down the left side and going for Williams as off his hands.
Intended for Purdy, broken up in there by Chase Rowe.
As that looks like Ryan Williams to me. I hate to be the one to complain. Everybody else is saying Purdy. But that sure looks like number 8 to me. And it also looks like Ryan Williams' build. So it is. So here comes Purdy out to this side. There goes Williams out to the left. Purdy is in a flanker spot. They're going to send Hollins in motion. And Lowry gets away. Now he's going to try to make some hay, getting down the sideline, still on his feet as he got away from another one. As Lowry tried to make some tea out of an old tea bag there and didn't do too bad about picking up some of that. as he goes out of bounds on the far side, and that'll give Portsmouth the ball. 3rd and 11 now. Ball's going to sit on the 24-yard line. They need to get down to about the 14, I believe. But before they do that, Coach Aaron Duncan wants to take timeout with Ironton ahead. We'll be right back.
Hello? Oh, hey, honey. Dinner. Yeah, I got it.
Portsmouth's second possession of the half started on their own 42 at 7.5 minutes to go. The Trojans now have the ball with 3rd and 11. Ball is on the Ironton 24. Portsmouth trails Ironton 28-12. And the Trojans will come out now to see what they can do. Ironton's first possession caused Ironton to lose the ball on downs, so Portsmouth with their second possession of the half. And it seems like we've got a flag down. Unsportsmanlike conduct against Ironton. And this is
dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct against the Tigers.
So now we've seen Ironton penalized 30 and Portsmouth 20. And 3 of those have been for personal fouls or unsportsmanlike conducts. And that's about the time you want to take somebody over and say, son, you're costing us some big land here. Ball's down to about the 12. That should be enough for a first down. And it is. Thank you, Trent. Cole Lowry is the quarterback. He's whispering something over there in the ear of young Austin Mullins. And he stops, he fakes, he throws to the end zone, batted away.
Cole Lowry's pass.
Batted away that time for Dre Bohm. And so it'll now be 2nd down and 10 to go for the Portsmouth Trojans. You're watching high school football on the Zone, sent your way by the Portsmouth Cinema 8. Brought to you by Boland's Mini Mart on Route 52. And by Dan Cassidy and all the good folks at Barron & Murphin Insurance. Right there in the 1000 block of Gallia Street. Just a hop, skip, and a jump from the front door of the Trojan Coliseum. Here goes Lowry to the right. He throws. And again, defense in there. I don't know who to give that one credit to, but it looked like Boehm again. And so that one's going to make it now 3rd down and 10 to go. As Boehm right there hard on the coverage. So now the Trojans will find themselves in a 3rd down pinch. Don't forget, tomorrow night on the Zone, we've got high school football, SOC Division I style. That will be the Oak Hill Oaks taking on the Notre Dame Titans. We'll have that right here, 7 o'clock tomorrow night on the Zone. And whistle, 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 whistle. Now what? Delay of game against Portsmouth. Another.
Against the Trojans.
So the Trojans now -5, -5, -15 just on this one drive. Iron's coughed up 30. Portsmouth has coughed up 25. So the net result is 5 yards in Portsmouth's favor so far on this drive, which we began 2 minutes and 15 seconds ago on the Portsmouth 42-yard line. Yes, on our actual watches, it was about 10 minutes ago. Lowry has lots of time. He's going for the corner of the end zone. It's over there and not complete. A little bit too much moxie on that one. So that's going to bring up a 4th down for the Portsmouth Trojans. They're on the Ironton end of the football field, but a pretty good ways out. For those of you that are thinking, well, won't they kick a field goal? That'd be about a 33-yard try, and they have not had good luck on the extra point tries this evening, so that's not a likely scenario. It is a likely scenario they would go for it, because Ironton will certainly end up on their own end of the field regardless of the outcome. So with 5:10 to go in the third quarter, Lowry sends, now what? Now we have a whistle and a timeout by the Trojans. So there's timeout on the field with about 5:15 to play here in the third quarter. We'll be back after this.
Go nuts for donuts at Krispy Kreme, across from Portsmouth High School.
Welcome back to Tanks Memorial Stadium. Nice facility here with the brand new turf on Bob Lutz Memorial Field. There you see the Ironton Tigers themselves getting some instruction from the coaching staff. Portsmouth will have a 4th down, 15 to go. The ball will be on the Ironton 17. Is that right? 17-yard line. And they will, of course, with 4th down, no point in punting here, try to do their best to sink Ironton as far in the hole as possible or pick up a much-needed 1st down here. Lowry fakes. He throws. He's got a man wide open at the goal line. It's complete down to about the 2, and that ball is complete down in there and in the hands of Portsmouth's Austin Hollins. And they have made a 1st down out of that baby. Right in the middle of heavy traffic. On the play, Garrett Carrico for Ironton did his best to stop it, but he did not. And so and that was right in the middle. He almost scooted loose, but Carrico stopped that, so it's 1st and goal for the Trojans. And now they line them up, and across they go. Touchdown, Portsmouth. Cole Lowry takes it in. So Lowry brings that ball across the goal line. As he was 1-yard TD. After the nice reception that put the Trojans 1st and goal, and now they have come back to within 10 points of the Ironton Fighting Tigers. Trojans have had a wee bit of a problem with the extra points here this evening. We'll see what goes here. If they make the 2, that'll put them within 1 TD of tying the football game. Lowry puts a man in motion. He takes the ball. He's rolling to the right. He throws, got a man wide open in the end zone. Dylan Mullins wide open in the corner of the end zone. He was moving across from left to right. Mullins was not covered by anybody. I don't think there was even a mosquito near him. As he took that ball and the pass to Mullins for 2, gives Portsmouth now 20 points. The Trojans push it across at 4:33. They're 2 minutes and 57 seconds according to the game clock. And, of course, I don't know, what did it take us, 10 minutes to play that baby? Cole Lowry takes it across for a 1-yard TD. The drive starts on the Portsmouth 42. So, do what now? Oh, it was on the 37. Thank you very much, Trent. So now they go 12 plays. 63 yards. They used 2 minutes and 57 seconds off the clock. And Dylan Mullins takes the pass for the 2-point conversion. And now the kick is a nice long, high end-over-end one that's going to be taken by Campbell. Campbell gets up through, and he's still on his feet about the 35. They'll knock it down about the 33, really. As Campbell, another good-sized lad on the Ironton roster, is going to be knocked down on the play by, looks like Luke Purdy, and Luke's getting up a little bit slow. So the Ironton Fighting Tigers now have pretty decent field position on their own 33-yard line. Their own 33 with 4 minutes and 27 seconds to go. But remember, folks, we're only in the third quarter of play here. So the Fighting Tigers come up, regular formation, full house. They're going to go to the left halfback, and that's going to be Barker. And Barker's going to work his way up and not have nearly the success, as he's going to pick up about 1 or 2, maybe. Austin Hollins on the tackle. The ball is just barely a shade onto the 35-yard line. As what we saw last week, the Trojan defense kind of a little more perky in that second half last week. A little perkier here tonight, too. Ironton was sort of running with impunity, averaging over 10 yards a run in the first half. And here they go with the big boy again, and he is met by everybody in a foul mood. He is just completely snowed under. At the bottom of things there, Ryan Williams. Also on the scene for Portsmouth is Parker Johnson. And Michael Atkins also standing in there. Ironton now with a 3rd down, 6 to go. Ball on about their 47-yard line. Portsmouth has scored to come within 8. Isaac will go. He's going to roll right and try to throw. He's got a lot of time. There goes the ball loose. And now are we going to call that a forward pass or a fumble? If it's a fumble, he picked up his own. If it's a forward pass, it's incomplete. So what are we going to call that one? That was interesting. Caden Lowry was chasing him. And whatever it is, the ball is going to belong to Ironton on the 44. They're quickly setting up for the punt. And that one is going to be handled by way of the fair catch. And Omar Carter is the one that hauls that one in. And so the punt by Ironton gives the ball over to Portsmouth now on the Trojan 35-yard line. We have 2 minutes and 50 seconds to go as the Portsmouth defense stood tall on that last series and threw some things at Ironton that Ironton had not seen earlier in the night.
27, Rock Hill 14.
Colgrove leading Rock Hill in another OVC game tonight. Lowry's going to give it inside on the draw to Hollins. Hollins is going to be met with some hard opposition up in there. First man on the scene for Ironton was Hayden Robinson. And so on that one, a gain of 1 or 2 at the most will give Portsmouth a 2nd down and 8. You're watching high school football on the Zone, sent your way by all the Zone Country locations of the Portsmouth Public Library. Also sent your way by Wagner Rental and Supply and by the Portsmouth Bob Evans. Portsmouth's got guys on either side, a pair either way, and a throw that is almost head to the man and was almost picked. And that was making a lot of folks on the Portsmouth side of the field worry, and a lot of folks on the Ironton side saying, yaha, as Eli Willis, the junior, came through over there on that ball that was really didn't have much of a high angle. It was more of a bullet straight down. 3rd and 8, 2:10 to go. Lowry kind of dodged a real bullet there. And Lowry will roll. He's got it to Purdy. Purdy's going to put his head down, head for the stick, as he is stopped by Garrett Carrico as he was moving for the stick. And it looks like he's going to be run out of bounds short. And in fact, they're going to mark him way back there. So it'll now be 4th down for Portsmouth and about 4 yards to go from the 41. And that's just a little bit too much on your own end of the field, down by 8 to risk. And DeLotel has been throwing up some good punts this evening. So the Trojans trying to set up their line, and this is an indicator that perhaps they're not going to straight off punt, and they have to waste a timeout to set that up. That should be Portsmouth's last timeout of the half by my figuring. And so there's timeout on the field, back with the punt or whatever right after this.
At Desco, we believe loans to small businesses result in stronger communities. We believe the experience and ability to make local decisions awards you the home field advantage. We believe quick decisions and straightforward answers are what you need to get started. At Desco, we have terms to fit your business. Desco Federal Credit Union. We make business loans.
Welcome back to Tanks Memorial Stadium. There you see the Ironton Fighting Tigers as they have put Portsmouth in a 4th down and 4 to go situation. Zach DeLotel will be standing on his own 30-yard line. Ironton does drop back 1. Dre Boehm a ways back, but it looks more like a standard defensive formation. Portsmouth was running around like they had some special dipsy doodle going, which resulted in them having to call timeout, which probably will mean this will be a punt, and indeed it is. And DeLotel again puts a great foot to it. It's going to take a Portsmouth bounce down to about the 16, and it'll be downed over there. As quickly down to cover that ball for the Portsmouth Trojans is Ryan Williams, and that's where Ironton will take over. And Trojans quickly down. They've got good speed out that way, covering their punts. So with 1:55 to play in the 3rd quarter, Ironton will get the ball back on the trade of punts, and they'll have it down on their own 16 as they lead by 8. Ironton looking for their first victory of the season at 0-4 in this 121st meeting between the Fighting Tigers and the Portsmouth Trojans. Series that goes all the way back to years that began with the numbers 1 and 8. And we're going to go on a sweep, and it's pretty good blocking. Carrico's got some room. And again, there they go down the sideline. He's going to be run out of bounds as taking the right angle was Dylan Mullins. Carrico saw he was got and tried to get a little more, but it's another Ironton 1st down as they are managing to do well on these wide plays. Portsmouth responded well on the inside on the last series, but here they come now and kind of lay it out there to the side, and Carrico's able to scoot from his own 16 down to the Portsmouth 31. And then back to Young again. And we got a flag thrown right in the middle of all that stuff.
Desmond Young, the ball carrier.
So Young picks up a couple, and the flag thrown in, probably a...
on the tackle, but flags on the play.
And it's going to be against Ironton.
Holding against
A
Ironton.
hold is usually what goes there, and that's what they tell us it is. So a penalty against the Fighting Tigers will shove them back 10 yards from the site, and that pushes them back to the minus to 10. Ironton began this drive on their own 16. Took the ball to the Portsmouth 30. So a big 53-yard pickup, about right? 53-yard pickup on the play by Carrico. And across, and Carrico is going to be brought down into backfield. Nice hit there by Zach DeLotel, bringing him down for a loss as DeLotel comes up, rip-roaring, cheering about that one. And so as the clock winds to 1 minute to go here in quarter number 3, Ironton finds themselves in a 2nd and about 20 from the Portsmouth 41. The Portsmouth defense responding a lot differently this half. This time, Carrico and Campbell are way out to the right. It looks like Barker's also over there. Now we got a whistle, 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 whistle. Timeout, Ironton. So with less than a minute to go in the third quarter, Ironton's in the lead, and we've got a timeout.
The high school homecoming.
There you see the Portsmouth Trojans getting some coaching on the field as they have put Ironton into a 2nd and 20 position. The ball is on the Portsmouth 41-yard line. Ironton next will host the Fairland Dragons, another OVC game. In other OVC games tonight, Colgrove is kind of putting a little victory move on Rock Hill this evening. Here on the Zone tomorrow night, we'll have Oak Hill at Notre Dame. And then a week from tonight, we'll head over to the Rock in West Portsmouth for Minford and West in an SOC Division II game. Hope you'll join us for that. Now we got another whistle. And it's becoming difficult to understand what all the different whistles are for. And I watch a lot of football, and I don't know.
Whistles this time, no flag.
Okay, I guess nothing ventured, nothing gained on that one. Trips to the right. Isaac, straight drop back. Big fling. He's got a man open down on the left. It's way down there on the left as they went to Boehm, and Boehm unable to grab that. Ball was just a little bit too much. So now the Portsmouth Trojans have forced Ironton into another 3rd down situation. The clock says 34 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Wheelersburg leading Jackson 21-0. There's an interesting ball game that a lot of folks thought would be a little bit closer than that. Interleague play, or Wheelersburg stepping out of the SOC2. Trips right again. Boehm to the left. Straight little screen, and that one is dropped and knocked down. Good hands that time for Portsmouth, as it was knocked down that time by, looked like Cody Spencer. It was Cody Spencer, and he knocks it down. And Cody, I'm sure, is real thrilled about that. He's just a sophomore, was playing in there. So now Ironton is going to put the foot to it again. Boehm is going to stand back at about his own 45, about the 46. Portsmouth not dropping anybody, and the kick is going to be high and pretty good. And that one is going to take a bounce in Ironton's favor inside the 10 and going to be downed in there, and that's where Portsmouth will begin following the Ironton punt. So 2 times in a row now, Portsmouth has stopped Ironton and made them punt, unable to take advantage of it the first time as the Trojans themselves had to punt. And as we come down here to the end of the first quarter, Portsmouth will have the ball again. 21 seconds to go here in the third quarter, and they will have the ball marked on their own 10. So they've got 90 yards to go, but we still have a quarter of football left. High school football on the Zone, sent your way by King's Daughters Medical Center, Ohio, by the Shawnee Animal Clinic, and by Toro Loco. And now Lowry has some room on the left. He's going to try to make a move, and he's going to be hit from behind. The ball is loose. Let's see who gets it. Ironton's got 3 or 4 guys around it. And as they come up out of there, it's in the hands of Mullins. Dylan Mullins recovers. And as you can see there in the camera, Des Young thought he had it. He's pounding the ground there, as you can see. And now we have a flag. We have a flag. I know it's hard to believe. And they're going to charge, what do we got going here? A hold against Portsmouth, half the distance to the goal. So instead of being on the 5, that will be, or instead of the 10, they'll be on the 5. And that takes us down to 9 seconds. The clock's running, and that'll be the way it goes for the third quarter. We are 3/4 of the way home here at Tanks Memorial Stadium. Ironton leading the Portsmouth Trojans 28-20. Back with quarter number 4 right after this.
Infinity Home Healthcare is a family-owned group of caring professionals committed to the overall well-being of our patients. We specialize in letting your loved ones live a normal life at home. Call us today and let our family take care of your family.
King's Daughters Medical Center Ohio is working to provide health care that raises the bar with experienced physicians you know, like gastroenterologist Charles Wong, treating digestive issues at our new hospital. Our advanced diagnostic equipment and passionate attention to detail allows every possibility to be explored in order to find the best treatments available. King's Daughters Medical Center Ohio is a team dedicated to world-class health care for Portsmouth.
Welcome back to Tanks Memorial Stadium as we get ready to start quarter number 4. Here's the situation. Portsmouth Trojans have the ball on their own 5-yard line. 1st and 15 to go following the holding penalty. They trail by the score of 28-20. There you see a good view. Actually, they've got that ball sitting inside the 5, close to the 4. So the Trojans will have the ball and see what they can do in this last 12 minutes of action here, as our second half has taken a little bit more time to play than the first half. So as we come up here, Ironton will be in the black shirts, Portsmouth in the white shirts. Cole Lowry is standing in his own end zone. He tucks, he runs right. He's going to get maybe to the line of scrimmage and no farther, as he's going to be downed over there. It looks to me as if Des Young and Lucas Campbell were on the scene.
With some help from Lucas Campbell.
And so as a result, Portsmouth will now have a 2nd and 15 to go. Deep, deep, deep in their own territory. High school football on the zone sent your way by Compass Community Health Center, that also presents our Player of the Game Award. Also brought to you by the Salvation Army. You realize that it's less than 3 months till Christmas. The Salvation Army has a lot of work to do. They need you to help them do it. Be generous when you see the kettles. Now we have a flag or a whistle, a delay a game again against Portsmouth.
Delay a game.
That's going to be half the distance to the goal. And as a result, that's going to place the ball now somewhere around the 2, I would guess. So a 2-yard penalty will make the ball now 2nd and 17 to go. Lowry even deeper in his own end zone now. He's going to be caught in the end zone. He is. He's trapped for a safety. On him there quickly was Jackson Pleasant.
Cole Lowry sacked in there by Jackson Pleasant.
Jackson Pleasant tackles Lowry.
Looked like a fumble recovered in there by Eli Willis for the touchdown.
Okay, so they say that he fumbled, and it was recovered by Eli Willis for a touchdown for Ironton. In the end zone, that's 6 points, by golly. And so Ironton now with 34 points will try to tack one more on, make it 35. As kick is up, and it's good. So the kick is good, and as they come back up the field with 11:01 to go in this ball game, Ironton now leads 35-20. back with the kickoff right after this.
Welcome to Kennel Lodge of Portsmouth. Kennel Lodge is a complete pet boarding facility that creates a family stay environment that includes luxurious style kennels, a huge outdoor play area, and the daily care your pets deserve. Leanne and Kevin Abner include a staff that truly understands everything that your pets need, from grooming, the HydroSurge bathing process, and of course, the element of love. Located at 7th and Market Street in Portsmouth, call 353-9804. The next time you need pet boarding and care, they make your pets feel like they're on vacation too.
There you see the Portsmouth Trojans, who are have been playing a decent job of defense, but boy, that time on offense, they got deep in the hole. Lowry got tackled in the end zone, but apparently the ball popped loose before, so Eli Willis alertly dropping on the ball. The junior picks up 6 points. Ironton puts the kick in, make it 7, and our score is Ironton 35, Portsmouth 20. With 11:01 to go in this here now football game. And so the kick is a line driver that's going to go way down in there and out of bounds.
Kick goes out of bounds.
So they will bring that ball out. And they're going to make them put the boot to that one more time. So they'll move them back as he marks it, and now he'll step it off. 5 yards from the site of the violation. Des Young. Des, an imposing figure. He is a large lad. Listed on the roster as 6'1" and 214. I'm betting about 225. And he doesn't lose any speed at 225. And that one goes through everybody. Purdy has to chase it down to the 10. Now he's deep in the hole and has to come out and going to get it back out to the 25. So he returns it 15 yards, and we got another flag flying in the middle of that.
Chase Rowe and Eli Willis on the tackle. Flags on the play.
So let's see what we have this time now. We're going to have an personal foul against Ironton. So they're going to step that
personal foul
from the 26 out to what would probably be the 41, I would guess. Yes, so they start off. Portsmouth will have the ball, 1st and 10. With 10:54 to go, and they'll have the ball in a lot better field position than they did last time on their own 41. So hopefully they manage to regain their composure. They've got them stacked on the left, slot man on the right, and another whistle. Jeepers creepers.
Another flag on the play.
Now this will probably, we're going to march back the other way now. Now it's back on the 36. So -5 for illegal procedure. High school football on the zone, sent your way by Gaddy's Pizza on 11th Street. Stephanie at Georgian Portraits wants you to come in and see what they've got there. And the Portsmouth Tennis Club, where not only can you play great tennis, there's a special activity now. It's called pickleball that you can get in on.
Cole Lowry, the ball carrier.
Lowry picks it up and heads up to about the 38.
Robinson and Eli Willis on the tackle.
And so it'll be 2nd down and about 13 to go for the Portsmouth Trojans. Again, tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, right here on the zone. We'll have Oak Hill and Minford, or excuse me, no, Oak Hill and Notre Dame, sorry. I was looking at my results from earlier in the year while I was saying that. Oak Hill at Notre Dame at historic Spartan Stadium. And Ironton is diagnosing that one from the get-go. They had a man coming right to the spot, and it was like a spot stunt. And Austin Hollins kind of got eaten alive there in the backfield as he tried to get away. So a week from tonight, it'll be Minford at West. Coach Daniels will bring his club over to face Coach Johnson's team. So we'll be there on hand, perched high at the rock. And now the Trojans, a couple of guys on either side. In motion goes Mullins. Lowry drops, throws a little screen underneath. Hollins has got it, and he's going to get forward to about the 39. And he moves it up enough so that they are in about the 4th and 11 or so range, but nowhere near the first down. And so the Trojans once again will punt. Delotel has had a pretty good night tonight with his foot. They do drop one sorta back right now as they drop back Boehm, who will stand about his 45, more like a deep safety. And that one is high, high, high in the air. Takes a Portsmouth bounce down inside the 20 where it's going to be downed and marked dead for the Trojans by Dare Richardson. And so the punt will put Ironton back on their end of the field. Ironton will start with 8:50 to go here in this ball game. They're sitting on top of a 35-20 lead. And they will mark that ball on the Ironton 16, it looks like. So the Ironton Fighting Tigers looking for their first victory of the season. And as they turn, this time they're going to go Carrico. Carrico is still on his feet. Once again, he's breaking loose. He's got the speed. There was an illegal block that they didn't call. There was an illegal block about the 35-yard line where a guy got blocked from the rear, and the official did not throw that baby. Now, they've been throwing flags all night. We got one way back here, though. I thought we couldn't have a play without some kind of flag. Way back, and it's going to be an illegal block against Portsmouth. What? That's the second time tonight they have called that. We here in the press box are dumbfounded, stumped. We do not have any clue what's going on there. And they missed an illegal block downfield about the 35-yard line. A guy clearly came and blocked the guy in the rear of his legs, and the official was no more than 5 yards away from him. I do not understand. And once again, they go to Barker.
Andrew Barker, the ball carrier.
Bottom of the pile there for Portsmouth.
Mike Atkins on
We
the
see
tackle.
Michael Adkins. Mike, 6'1", pretty good size lad. And it's going to be 2nd down and 7 following the pickup. The ball.
Colgrove, 33. Rock Hill, 21.
The final, Colgrove 33, Rock Hill 21. So Colgrove kind of upsets Rock Hill's apple cart after Rock Hill came on last week and surprised some folks. And Isaac will go, give straight ahead on a dive to Young, and he's stopped. 45 and 28 on the scene. That's going to be Caden Lowry and also Austin Hollins. Both of them had a hold of his legs on the dive, and pick up down to about the 18, where it's going to be 3rd down and about 3 to go for the Fighting Tigers as they knock on the door of the Trojans, sitting on top of a 15-point lead. Our game tonight sent your way by Shawnee State University, your hometown university. Brought to you by all the Zone Country locations of Sunspot Tanning. Also brought to you by the Wheelersburg Cinema. Great place to watch a movie. This time they're going to go to Barker. Barker's trying to scoot forward for the 3, and it looks like he may have done that. He's tackled and wrapped finally up in there for Portsmouth by Zach DeLotel. And it should be a first down for Ironton. As the ball sitting on the 15. Yep, they do mark it 1st and 10. How many is that on this drive? 2? Yep. And so they come from the 15 inside the catbird zone. And now he's going to wait and watch for the 5-second call from the back judge. And a little counter again as they go and give it off to Carrico. Ironton starting to do clock management now with 6:13 to play. DeLotel stopping from his spot over there. Ball gets down to about the 12. Pickup of 3. That'll be 2nd and 7 for the Fighting Tigers, who are now in the business of letting the clock scoot down as Ironton shoots for its first victory of the season. And what's sweeter for the Fighting Tigers than that coming against their longtime rival, the Trojans. And Isaac will take it, and this time he's going to give it again to Barker. Barker is going to be in there and still breaks through. No whistle. He scores. He had about 5 or 6 guys on him. And Barker had 2 or 3 guys, and then the next thing you know, everybody's letting loose, and he scores. There's a good lesson to be learned there as far as playing to the whistle. So Barker from 12, a 12-yard run, caps a 6-play, 84-yard drive. The kick is good, and as they come back up the field, Ironton now leads Portsmouth 42-20. Back with a kickoff right after this.
A night of family entertainment awaits you at the Portsmouth Cinema 8. We're always improving. More games, better movies, delicious concessions, online ticket sales, and updates on Facebook as well. To make your experience better, we now have all 8 theaters in digital DLP with Dolby Surround Sound. Plus, you can watch your next digital 3D movie here. All the entertainment you need at Portsmouth Cinema 8. Movies will never be the same again.
Seven, 2-minute and 47-second drive. I'm doing that math in my head. A 6-play, 84-yard drive, capped by a Barker 12-yard run. The kick was good, and now Ironton leads Portsmouth by the score of 42-20 as Ironton taking the Portsmouth punt on their own 16. Manages to move it all the way down in just 2 minutes and 47 seconds. Ball caught about the 17, moving forward with it, and out past the 35 and still on his feet. Omar Carter giving it his best shot as Carter does a nice job coming out on about a 20-yard return by Carter. We'll give Portsmouth the ball now in this fourth quarter as the clock really becomes a factor with 5:23 to go. Portsmouth will have the ball, and that'll be marked on the Ironton or the Portsmouth 41-yard line. Trojans got to grab some real estate and grab it quickly. Capable of doing that, of course, as their primary weapon continues to be the pass. As an example, there it is, Lowry, and a nice tip over there that time for Ironton by Carrico. Carrico gets a hand on it, and as a result, that'll make it 2nd down and 10 to go. Rain continues to fall here. Not anything like the heavy rain we saw in the second quarter, but still, it's a raining. You're watching high school football on the Zone, presented by the Battery Terminal in Ashland, the Kennel Lodge in downtown Portsmouth, the UPS store, on 11th Street, Route 52 in Portsmouth, and all the Zone Country locations of Monroe's Frame and Collision. Lowry's going to pitch. Richardson will get dropped, and there is a flag.
Richardson, the ball carrier.
Dare Richardson.
Barker on the tackle.
Barker tackles him.
On the play.
Now we have more flags coming over here. We have more linen dropped now than a Las Vegas hotel. Let's see what we've got. This is high school football on the zone. The one official is facing to the Trojans' back, which would indicate to us that they're going to step it that way. And now they're going to tell the Ironton coaching staff something. Going to take 2 officials to do that. Perhaps one of the officials will come over and talk to Coach Aaron Duncan. Yes. And now what do we got going on? This is an interesting moment in time here. It's going to be against Portsmouth. Wouldn't it be nice if the referee gave us the signal what it was? And now the Ironton coaching staff and officials are conferring. Let's see what we're going to have. Okay. That looked to me like he was signaling pass interference against the offense.
Penalty was against the Trojans.
He gave the signal like it was pass interference against the offense, which I thought was strange. And considering it was a running play to Richardson.
Austin Hollins, the ball carrier.
I do not know. There's Hollins carrying the ball.
Andrew Barker on the
I'm not
tackle.
sure. I have no complaint against Ironton on that one. My big complaint here has to do with the message being passed to the fans and everybody about what's going on. And Lowry has time. And he runs, and he's going to head out of bounds and didn't gain much on that.
Tackled in there by
That was a 3rd and 22. So now it's going to be 4th down for the Trojans. DeLotel will come out. His right leg is getting a lot of work tonight. You're watching high school football on the zone, presented by Trinidad Orthopedic and Sports Medicine, by King's Daughters Medical Center, Ohio. Sent your way by the good folks at Shawnee Animal Clinic. DeLotel's kick is high. Great kick. He has had some kicks tonight, and it's going to be grabbed up there by Ryan Williams on the Ironton 30. And the Trojans punt.
Luke Purdy. Another flag on the play.
And we have yet another flag.
Personal foul against the Trojans.
And a personal foul against the Trojans. So Ironton will get the ball with some extra tacked on after DeLotel's great punt. So DeLotel doing a great job as punting tonight. And that's going to tack 15 on, so Ironton's going to start with 4:20 to go. And they're going to place the ball someplace. And that one, penalty, going to set it down on the Ironton 40. 45, excuse me. There's my stat guy, keeping me straight. And here they go again with Carrico. Carrico breaks loose again. He's on his way to the races. Austin Hollins brings him down. inside the 10. Austin Hollins catching him from behind and bulldogging him down. Almost ready to catch up there also was Austin Mullins. And Ironton just is busting loose. They have had numerous long runs tonight. They have to be happy with what has happened to their running game and their consistency after a start of the season of 0-4. They are showing themselves to be a little bit more in charge of their own destiny during this ball game. A 49-yard run that time. And this one is going to go again to Carrico. He's going to be brought down by a host of Trojans. Cody Spencer at the inside there. Also on the scene for the Trojan was Cole Charles. So Spencer and Charles bring him down. Clock will continue to run with 3:20 to play. And this has been a long night. My clock says it is 9:38 here. We started this game at 7 o'clock. So 2.5 hours ago is when we began, and we're not done yet. Isaac is going to be picked up over there by Carrico.
Carrico recovered the fumble.
As Isaac a couple of times tonight has lost his grip on the ball. In the rain, understandable. And when you carry the ball like that as a quarterback, there comes a point in time where you quit being a quarterback and start being a running back and put that ball in a more secure position. So now the Fighting Tigers come up. Their favorite formation. Big hit in there that time, as driving forward in there for Ironton was Ethan Duncan. Duncan, a 5'10" freshman in the ball game, as it's now 42-20. A 22-point lead will give Coach Vass a little more grace period there. So Duncan makes it now 4th down and 8 for the Fighting Tigers. The ball sitting inside the 10-yard line of the Portsmouth Trojans. And all new backs in there, except for the quarterback, who hands off, and he gives it to Carrico.
Carrico, the ball carrier.
And they're not going to make that one. And so
Reese Johnson on the tackle.
Reese Johnson, young sophomore, will stop that, and that's going to turn it over to the Portsmouth Trojans. Portsmouth will have it 1st and 10 with 1:21 to go. And they're going to have the ball deep in their own territory again, as the ball's going to be placed on their own 4-yard line. Last time down here, Cole Lowry kind of got his hat handed to him. The ball fumbled out and was recovered for an Ironton touchdown. So this time we'll see what happens. Trojans come up. We've got all new, nope. Ironton calls timeout with just a little bit of time to go. And we'll be back with the final minute and 20 seconds of this ball game after this.
The library isn't just a source for books anymore. We are activities. We are local history and genealogy. We are entertainment. We are DVDs and books on CD. We are online. We are education. We are mobile. We are everywhere. We are still books and reading. We are here for our community. We are here for you.
We are the Portsmouth Public Library.
I love the library.
Welcome back to Bob Lutz Field here at Tanks Memorial Stadium. There you see the Portsmouth Trojans getting some words from Coach Bruce Cobb, as they are on the short end right now of a 42-20 score Got about a minute and 21 seconds to play in this football game. Trojans will move along as they'll be at Rock Hill next week. Rock Hill, the Trojans' next opponent, losing to Colgrove tonight as Colgrove downs the Redmen by the score of 33-21. Ironton will host the Fairland Dragons. Not heard anything about what they got going tonight, as the Trojans will send it up inside. Lots of Ironton traffic in on that as the ball carried in there for Portsmouth by Timmy Hacker. Timmy, a junior.
Dylan Redmond on the tackle.
And so the clock will run with less than a minute to play now in this ball game.
With some help from Travis Gayhart.
And so the Trojans will head back down Route 52 with their record of 2-3, and Ironton will go ring their victory bell for their first W of the season. And the ball looks like we got a little slip up in the backfield. Did they mark it just outside the end zone as the ball was carried that time by DJ Ely. DJ,
Kleiber, Dylan Redmond on the tackle.
A sophomore. And that young man got his carry in as we're down to about 17 seconds. Ball's marked ready for play, and they really don't have to play anymore. They could basically call it quits right now, as Ironton will go on to their first victory of the season. And we are down to one. And that's pretty much it. The final score here at Bob Lutz Field at Tanks Memorial Stadium is the Ironton Fighting Tigers 42, the Portsmouth Trojans 20. We'll be back with our post-game wrap-up right after this.
In this moment, it doesn't matter if you save money in 15 minutes or if your neighbor has the same insurance that you do. What matters right now is the quality of your independent insurance agent and the company that stands behind them. Auto Owners Insurance.
Howell Insurance Agency, serving you for over 75 years.
Welcome back to Tanks Memorial Stadium. Tony Lavender on hand with the Zone Sports team, where tonight the Ironton Fighting Tigers have defeated the Portsmouth Trojans by a score of 42-20. Portsmouth goes to 1-1 in the OVC, while their record drops to 2-3 on the season. They continue in OVC play next week as they'll be taking on Rock Hill. Ironton will continue in OVC play as they'll host the Fairland Dragons. The second half, we came out at the end of the first half, and Ironton was ahead in the ball game. Ironton was never behind in the ball game, as a matter of fact, as Ironton led at the half tonight and took that lead into the half and managed to maintain it for the rest of the game. They led at halftime by the score of 28-12. And as we came out for half number 2, the things that went on included that Portsmouth got the ball first, as it was their option in the second half. They were forced to punt. Ironton lost the ball on downs, and finally Portsmouth put something together starting at 7:30 of that third quarter. They put together what would amount to a 2-minute and 57-second, 12-play, 63-yard drive that was capped by a Lowry 1-yard TD. Pass to Mullins was good for 2, and the ball game was back in kind of an interesting range here, as where Ironton had led at half. Now Portsmouth had made the ball game just a wee bit closer. Then Ironton took the kickoff from Portsmouth. They had to punt. We exchanged punts a couple of times, and then Portsmouth took the ball, 21 seconds to go in the quarter, and started on their own 10 at the end of the third. They were trailing 28-20, but the Trojans had the ball. They went into the fourth quarter, and the next thing you know, Jackson Pleasant was hard on the case of Cole Lowry. The ball popped loose in the end zone. Eli Willis recovered, and the kick by Neal was good, and ta-da, Ironton was up by the score 35-20, a 35-point lead with 11:01 to go, just 59 seconds gone out of that third quarter. Trojans got the ball right back but had to punt again, and Ironton went to work with 8:50 to go, starting on their own 16-yard line. Put together a 6-play, 84-yard drive, capped by a Barker 12-yard run. The kick was good, and the score was 42-20, and that's the way things ended here at Tanks Memorial Stadium tonight. The Trojans, again, had some bright spots. Their defense picked up some in the second half. Ironton's line play was very good in the first half, and they did what they needed to do in the second half to preserve the win and stretch it out a little bit as well, as their defense lent them some of that authority there in the second half as well. You're watching the post-game show on The Zone. We've still got our Defensive Player of the Game award to be presented by Toro Loco, and our Player of the Game award presented by Compass Community Health Center. And Trent Williams will have our stats, and we'll be back with that here from Tanks Memorial Stadium right after this.
In this moment, it doesn't matter if you save money in 15 minutes, or if your neighbor has the same insurance that you do. What matters right now is the quality of your independent insurance agent and the company that stands behind them. Auto Owners Insurance.
Howell Insurance Agency, serving you for over 75 years.
Peter 10:17.
Ruth 2:11.
James 11:9.
When I was hungry. When I was lost. When I was stoned.
You gave me help.
Faith.
Joy.
You gave me a chance. Amanda 4:6. When I was saved.
Your holiday donations to the Salvation Army make change all year long.
We recently got an EEG machine, and that's what we're using for one of my research projects. Shawnee State and my professors, faculty here have really helped me to be competitive, not just to meet the minimum requirements. Kind of cool to tell people that, hey, I know how to run an EEG.
I visit every client that I have one time a month. I'm not meant to be behind a desk. At Shawnee, they instilled in me a need to have empathy towards other people. When you get into that career, it's because you want to help people. So that's what I'm doing.
The sun is always shining at Sunspot Tanning Salons. We are your #1 source for that deeper, darker, lasting tan, and not just during summer, all year long. Our high-tech equipment gives you that perfect coloring by offering quality tanning in a clean, cool, and controlled environment for everyone from beginners and beyond. Excellent up-to-date products and various locations with convenient hours. You won't have to wait for the sun to look fine.
Welcome to the Sunspot, where the sun always shines.
This is my business.
I'm the owner and sole proprietor.
I only have one other employee, Chester.
It's a romantic notion. Be the boss, but you are alone.
Well, not technically alone.
I do have a lot of help, actually.
My UPS store.
I had this printed there.
Packing, shipping, help.
Outstanding.
Toasters.
I have a mailbox there.
Best thing, they're right down the street.
The owner's a friend.
I got the account.
My team.
Yes! Careful now.
Do it for the 7:30, please.
Enjoy the movie. It's a lot cleaner.
Yeah, they actually cycle movies faster here.
A little bit sooner, like a box of chocolates.
Have you seen a really big snake? I hate snakes.
None shall pass.
Wheelersburg Cinema, still bringing movies to life.
Welcome back to Ironton, Ohio. We're in the shadow of Ironton High School at historic Tanks Memorial Stadium on overlooking Bob Lutz Field that you see there, with still some youngsters running around after tonight's game, which was won by Ironton. And the Fighting Tigers defeat the Trojans this evening by the score of 42-20. And as we look at things here tonight, the big difference had to be the running game of the Ironton Tigers. And we do have some stats that Trent is putting together here for us. And first we will, he's getting his adding going here. And we have Trent still got that pen dashing here at breakneck speed. While he's doing that, we'll remind you that next week, actually tomorrow night, we've got an SOC Division I game. The Oak Hill Oaks will come to Spartan Municipal Stadium to take on the Notre Dame Titans. And then a week from tonight, we're going to venture out to West High School to watch Minford take on Portsmouth West in an SOC Division II game. Minford tonight got their hands full, but they are hanging in. Last we heard, they were in their second overtime against Columbus Bishop Reedy. So that makes for an exciting night as well. And we hope the Falcons do well on that one, as we'll see them and Coach Ben Johnson's Portsmouth West Senators a week from tonight. 7 o'clock is the time right here on the Zone. Don't forget, right before that on the Zone is one of the great shows that you want to see. Positively Portsmouth, every Saturday at 6 o'clock right here on the Zone. And Trent is still adding here. And we'll be back to go over the stats right after this.
He is a man of stature, a man of strength, a man who is a hero to every man, and he is coming to Cozy TV.
Yo-ho! I'm home!
He is the man they call Herman, standing up for all the Hermans everywhere.
I hardly think so.
It's your time at last, Herman. Your time to come out of the shadows and revel in your Hermanness. You are our man of the year, Herman of the Year, Herman Munster. A year-long celebration on Cozy TV as we present The Munsters. Premieres October 5th.
Welcome back to Tanks Memorial Stadium, where Ironton has just defeated Portsmouth by the score of 42-20. For the Ironton Tigers tonight, they were all over the place, and it was all on the ground. 277 yards in the first half, 223 in the second, 500 total yards offense for Ironton as they bust out of their 0-4 slump big time. They're led in rushing, of course, by the guy whose name you heard a bunch in the second half, Garrett Carrico, the young sophomore. 13 carries, 191 yards, 165 of those coming in the second half. Close on his heels is the guy who carried the big load in the first half, and that was Des Young. Young had 19 carries for 171 yards, so two rushers with well over 150 yards each. They also had on the night Lucas Campbell, 82 yards on 2 carries, 51 yards on the night for Andrew Barker on 9 carries, and 500 yards total for the Ironton offense on offense. Now for the Portsmouth Trojans. They're led in rushing tonight by Cole Lowry, the quarterback. He had 20 carries for 55 yards. Altogether, the Trojans were negative otherwise, so 47 yards net on rushing. In the passing game, however, the Trojans did quite well as they came out on the night with about 190 yards. Lowry on the evening was about 8 of 18 as receiving tonight. Leading receiver for the Trojans, Austin Hollins, 4 catches for 150. Also a catch tonight for Dylan Mullins. 3 catches tonight for Luke Purdy. 2 catches tonight for Ryan Williams. The Trojans on the evening, 237 total yards, and Ironton just grinding it out. Trent's got them up here with Ironton 277 in the first half, 223 in the second, 500 altogether. And Portsmouth 156 in the first, 81 in the second altogether. Ironton really grinding out the yardage tonight and making that running game, and their line in the first half was just outstanding. They really were busting it out. As for us here, we got a couple of awards to present before we hit the road. Toro Loco presents our defensive player of the game, and for his recovery tonight, we're going to present Luke Purdy, number 9 for the Trojans, 5'10", 165-pound junior. That young man has earned the Toro Loco Defensive Player of the Game award here tonight on the Zone. And then you could go a lot of different directions. You could go with several different guys for Portsmouth. Lowry, of course, as the quarterback, the center of a lot of attention. But we saw a couple of really neat things tonight out of Austin Hollins for Portsmouth, number 28. Austin not only had a lot of yardage on the ground, he also recovered one at 4:22 of that first quarter. So for his work tonight, our Compass Community Healthcare Center Player of the Game award is going to go to Austin Hollins, number 28, the 6-foot-tall, 190-pound senior for those Portsmouth Trojans. And that's going to wrap us up here from Tanks Memorial Stadium. Don't forget, tomorrow night we have Oak Hill at Notre Dame, and we also, a week from tonight, will have Minford at West. Thanks to our sponsors tonight, Wheelersburg Cinema, the Portsmouth Bob Evans, UPS Store, Wagner Rental and Supply, the Kennel Lodge, the Battery Terminal, the Goodwin Group, Sunspot Tanning, Stoltz Pharmacy, Smith's Drugs, the Salvation Army, Osco, OPA, Portsmouth Public Library, Portsmouth Cinema 8, the Ohio Automotive Group, Sideline Pizza, Scioto Trail Animal Clinic, Oak Tree Construction, Infinity Home Healthcare, H. Powell Insurance Agency, Monroe's Frame and Collision, Rallies, Pro Pest Control, Jason Bentley, Desco Federal Credit Union, the Portsmouth Tennis Club, Goodwill Industries, Krispy Kreme. They've turned the lights out on the field. We're going to have to walk out of here in the dark. As you can see on our camera, that's not real good for TV picture. Boland's, Bob and Floyd's, Georgian Portraits, Gaddy's Pizza, All About Air, Barron & Murphy Insurance, Compass Community Health, Toro Loco, Shawnee Animal Clinic, Trinidad Orthopedic and Sports Medicine, Gaddy's Pizza, Special Touch Embroidery, Real Estate Gallery, and King's Daughters Medical Center, Ohio. We'll see you tomorrow night at Spartan Stadium for Oak Hill at Notre Dame. Our final score here is Ironton 42, Portsmouth 20. Thanks a lot for everyone for watching. We appreciate you. So long.